It's time for Out of Nowhere.
You're listening to the Joe Cronin Show.
What's up, everybody? It is September 12th, 2018. And I got something in my pants. I got something really weird in my pants. All right, so tonight there's a whole bunch of shit going on. We got, first of all, the Smackdown ratings are in. We're going to talk about the Smackdown ratings, the Raw ratings. We're going to do Hell in a Cell predictions. And we're going to take your questions on Patreon. You guys sent me those questions on Patreon. We're going to talk about them. And we might quite possibly have the guy who took the photos. This time, he fell asleep last Monday, but obviously one would fall asleep after having to watch Raw. So, you know, you could see how that happened. So we're going to ask him about how things went down when Chris Jericho's buddy took the photos from him. What the hell happened there? A bunch of shit to talk about tonight. Young Republican called up the other day and he farted. It was really weird. I made a little song. I'm working on a song about it. It's not done yet, but maybe it's going to be a donation. I don't even know. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below in the description box. Streamlabs, as always, best way to go. All the amounts are listed way at the bottom if you want to try to find them that way and support the show. Otherwise, on the bottom right, there's the super chat. You can use the little dollar super chat thing and do it that way. That's fine as well. Finn Balor Forever in the chat says, I don't think Hurricane Florence can swipe Tommy's fat ass away from us, unfortunately. Oh my God. Imagine it just picking up Tommy and floating it away. Well, you know, Himmelgod had the chance to ban Tommy for weeks the other day, but he decided to give the points to Heistman Defoe instead of banning Tommy. So, you know, it could have Himmelgod could have been the Himmel Hurricane, right? He could have been the Hurricane. But we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. But it's time for Out of Nowhere episode 119. So we're about to start her up here. Let's go. Let's take it off.
Yeah.
Where's the intro? Any minute. Anytime now. That's the cue.
Guys, play my music.
Play the... Come on!
Guys, I need my music right now.
I need...
out.
How do you, Vampiro?
Play
my God,
music.
dude!
Play my fucking music!
Play my music now!
No!
The best was when Matt Stryker came on. He was like, Vampiro wants his music to play because that will key the audience in that he's here and that it's going to tell the story, and that's the thing that's going to tell the fans the story.
This way the fans side with him and know that he's...
Yeah,
like,
the
what?
fans will side with him, then know that he means business.
Stand up, he's like, I need my fucking music now!
Here it is. All right, let's roll the intro. Did he get his music?
I need my music right now. I need my music right now. Come on, man.
Vampiro calling for his music because it's the music that will get these fans behind Vampiro for them to understand what's going on here. And all the production aside, Vamp,
where's the fucking music?
At this point in the trip, I don't know if you need your music. You're being called out.
Please, for the love of fucking God, put the music on.
When you asked,
there he goes.
Received. Vampiro, a true professional, waiting for the cue.
Fuck BG in its
the fucking music?
And all the production aside, Vamp,
Where's the fucking music?
at this point in the trip, I don't know if you need your music.
I don't know if you need your music.
Oh my
When I
god.
heard the music, I was so like, oh my god, he made a big fuss over that shit.
Yeah, he made
Yeah.
a
I thought it
big
was gonna
fuss.
be some epic music or some shit.
It comes
Yeah,
out
I
to
know.
I was
AC/DC.
like, that's it? A shitty fucking rendition of that song?
Back in Black.
That's all you got? I would have just walked out there and fucking like, you didn't need me. I would have rather walked out to no music.
Well, I
Right?
mean,
Should've just
they're,
walked in the ring.
they're in AAA, they're in Mexico, so the fans don't even know like what's going on. They don't even maybe
Well,
know.
no,
that,
but is that like his music, like all over the fucking place?
I guess so, yeah.
I believe that's what he's been entering.
But
to for a
honestly,
while.
even if it wasn't that, like just any music queuing up and then him coming, like it tells you somebody's coming out or doing something. Because
Yeah,
if
I
somebody,
get that,
if someone's not coming from the back, it's less impactful anyway. But it's really bad if they're coming from the announce table to come in the ring. It's kind of like, what?
yeah, and especially they've been calling you out for minutes now.
Yeah, it's really weird, and the fans are like, we don't know what's going on. Yeah, some people. So
No, I get it.
That show
But
was
it's
such
just-
a mess.
that show
He
was
should
a
have been like,
nightmare.
play somebody else's music. Fuck it, just play some music.
It would have been funny
Yeah.
if he yelled that. If he was like, "Play anybody's fucking music,
That would've
play
been
anyone's
great.
fucking music."
Triple Mania had quite a many blunders.
It was triple botchamania.
Did
Is what
they
it
get a
was.
Yeah,
Botch Mania
exactly.
episode or what?
The whole thing is like, I mean, botcham. It's like naughty. It's like like there's a lot of jokes sometimes. Like the whole show's a botchamania thing, or botchamania is going to be busy tonight. But it's not even that. It's not even like botchamania is going to be busy tonight. It's like, dude, botchamania is making a movie.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Botchamania, the movie.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
this is.
No, Matthew. Somebody else uploaded it, and he just gave that guy credit and shared it because the guy that uploaded
He got it
everything
all.
wrong with, he said it was perfect. So
Yeah, see, if I saw that too and I was Matthew or anybody, I'd just be like, dude, I can't do, how am I going to do better than that? It's just be a copy, so just whatever. Oh, well. Guy already made it.
yeah,
I already got it.
He did put up some like of the major clips from it. So
Dude, I was dying, like, laughing. I was losing my fucking mind, dude. Like, this, oh my God, dude. Like, play my fucking music.
and then Phoenix's dive to the outside, hitting the widow, Peanut's widow, and it's like, oh my god, like everything was just a disaster.
Super chat.
Dress shirt, corporate Cronin in a house.
What's up, Goon? How you doing, man? The Goon is on fire. The Goon. What's up, Goon? I'll give you a little sample, Goon. Thanks for the donation, Goon. Give you a little sample of the hit song coming out by Young Republican called, it's going to be called Poot Toot. It's really
Poot Toot.
an interesting song. Yeah, dude, it sounded like you crapped yourself. Did you shit yourself? Yeah, dude, it sounded like... What are we, AAA?
Poot too. Poot too.
Oh man, look at that. Oh my god, dude. He did a little poot toot, everybody. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot out of my poop chute. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot out of my poop chute. I'm young Republican. I got no job. I hate my dad. I might smoke all the marijuana you have. I do cocaine. I'm insane. I did a poop shoot. Last night was
There you
just
go.
garbage. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Did you just crap
Yeah, I
yourself?
think Brie Belly has. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, I did. It sounded like you crapped
Loud as
yourself.
day.
Did you shit yourself, Young Republican?
I did a little poot too.
And when he first called in, he farted too. Before you addressed that, he called.
Really?
Before you said Young is on the line, yeah, he farted then too.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I heard it and I was like, maybe it's just his phone being weird. But I was like, that sounds like somebody's farting.
Oh, my God, dude. When he was like... Because first he didn't hear me, then he's like, oh, you heard that? Oh, yeah, I did a little poot toot.
Heard it. It reverbed through the mic.
Well, I hope everybody's okay. The hurricane's coming, man. Hopefully it dies or something. I don't know. Dies down. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Doesn't look good.
No, you know what else doesn't look good? Hell in a Cell.
No, there could be a really bad moment on Sunday.
So what I had heard to kick things off this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but yet seems like something WWE might do feasibly. When they go ahead and they have cash-ins up front previously, like when John Cena had cashed in, to make a match out of it, not a run-in, they always come to the ring still with the briefcase and do it that way.
Yeah.
Apparently, one of the plans they have considered for Sunday is to have Roman come out first with the title. Braun comes out, goes to hand the referee the briefcase, and as the cage is lowering, that's when Dolph and Drew slide into the Hell in a Cell, and now Dean and Seth can't get into the Hell in a Cell. They all three beat down Roman, and they force Mick Foley to count to 3, and Braun becomes the new Universal Champion.
Like right away?
It would be like a massive beatdown while the Shield tries to break into the Hell in a Cell.
And there's no cash in, so Braun is the champion and has Money in the Bank?
No, he would cash in his briefcase.
Why would he cash in?
He
That doesn't
cashed
make
in.
any sense at all. He's already in a match.
Yeah, No, what I'm saying is, so when he comes in, when they're doing the announcement saying like, oh, that's when they would sneak in as they're lowering the cage.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the Money in the Bank?
Yeah,
no,
well,
I'm
why would
saying
he
just
have to
him
do
making the
Money in
match. They're just saying like, this is the cash in, this is the point. It's not a sneak attack. It's actually the match. So
I'm
it's been
getting
done
really
other
confused. Now I
times.
thought I had a big
No, I don't know what you're talking about. So because you wouldn't cash in the Money in the Bank and then have a match you were going to have
I'm
anyway.
saying this is his upfront cash in so it's not like.
Oh, okay, up front, it's not a sneak run-in. Got it.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
It's
I
not
was gonna say,
Like, that
doesn't
literally
defeat
is the most
purpose?
retarded thing ever.
Unless you're
because-
going to swerve.
Yeah,
there's no.
I don't know why he went up front with it anyways.
But you wouldn't need to go up front because you already have a match.
Well, he doesn't have a match. He used his briefcase to get the
To
match.
get the
Remember,
match.
he
He
handed
did?
over the briefcase, and that's what I'm saying. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. So he gave the.
Yeah.
Wait
And
a
I didn't
minute.
see that,
He-
so I wasn't really.
Yeah, he
catching
handed
it.
the
Okay,
briefcase in
That makes
like
sense.
2 weeks ago, I want to say,
I
when he
don't-
made the match.
I thought that was just for that night.
No, that was his cash-in. That was considered his cash-in. That's what I'm saying.
What?
So
Are
he
you-
did this up front to get the match. So it's not like he's owed another match or he's the number one. Like, he made himself.
I
the
didn't
number
even
one
know
contender.
that, dude.
So-
Like, this show is so retarded. I
That's
didn't
what I'm
even
saying.
know that.
Like, they
That's
didn't
terrible.
put
Yeah.
any emphasis on that. It was a quick little thing that I missed that night. I didn't
People
even
were too
realize.
busy wondering about Owens.
I
and
thought
then
that.
quit.
Yeah, I
What the
just thought
fuck?
that he held on to his. Oh my god, dude! Are you kidding me?
That's
It's
WWE.
ridiculous. When he handed the briefcase to Baron Corbin, that was considered his cash-in moment.
Right. All right. Well.
So that's his cash in. So when they're doing the announcement saying, the one fall, all that, and they're lowering the cage, that's when they want to have Drew and Dolph sneak into, or maybe be already under the ring. And now, the rest of the Shield can't get into, which we've seen this angle done before. The rest of the teammates can't get into the cell, and they're trying to break in and whatever. And then they beat Roman to a bloody pulp, and then they force Mick Foley to count to 3, and now Braun would be the new Universal Champion.
Wow. That would
It's
be,
something they're considering at this point because they can have Seth and Dean be the tag champs, and then they said, wait, no, we want to go ahead, and if they retain, then they want to make a new faction altogether. And they would add the Authors of Pain to Braun's current heel stable. So it's leading towards Survivor Series, basically. They want to build the 5-on-5. And since they only have the Super Showdown in between Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series, this would be a way to build 2 Survivor Series because they're losing out on some time since they're building towards Evolution after Hell in a Cell. Well, I should say after the Super Showdown. So they want to do that 5-on-5 match. So the emphasis they would put on is to form a new stable. So you'd have Braun, Dolph, Drew, and both members of the Authors of Pain versus the Shield and whoever they get as their 2 more members.
Oh man. My head hurts. My head hurts thinking about
Yeah,
this show.
I'm
It's
just-
really
Fuck this shit, dude.
like it's really hard to contemplate. Super chat.
They played Champa's music for Vamp.
Saw that. The Goon. Thanks for the $2. I did see.
Sorry.
I did hear Ciampa's new music. I watched a little bit of NXT tonight. It's a little strange for him, I feel like, but it's pretty cool. But it's like, it's all right though. I don't know. It shouldn't be too crazy because he's a heel. But you know, I could see someday him having a more badass theme if he gets facey. But man, he's like the best heel right now. It's amazing.
He's fantastic. I'm curious still as to why they don't have him in the 2K game.
Well, luckily,
I wonder if that's a gimmick thing going on.
I don't know. I mean, luckily you can make him easy because he comes out with no music.
Yeah,
you know, get a knee brace on. I don't know, but that does suck though because he's like really.
He's the NXT champion.
He's the champion. You know, it's like one of the biggest things.
He's been there for years. He's not somebody that's been introduced recently, so.
Yeah, goodbye, Braun.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, it's not so much like a fantasy scenario. According to Barn Burner and a few others, WWE is worried that they won't have enough time to build towards Survivor Series, so they're heavily focusing on, instead of doing Raw versus SmackDown like they've done in years past, they want to do a thing where they determine which stable is the better of the two stables, which one's the greatest. So evidence of this includes recently formed teams of 3, such as the Shield, AOP including Jake Maverick, the team of Braun, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew. So another faction may consist of, we had here, where is it? I had other news. Rey Mysterio might do something at one point. But it's all a mess at this point in time. They said they're building now in time for Survivor Series, a group of factions. So for the 5-on-5 match, as I said, they would have Dolph, Braun, Authors of Pain, and Drew. And, you know, they'd have Drake Maverick kind of as their talking piece as well. And they go ahead and have the Shield on the other side. So still, it just sounds like a total clusterfuck.
What the hell is with the 205 Live guys being managers? Is this like a thing? Like we're going to see? What the hell is going on?
That's what I said recently. I said, I'm worried about everybody on 205 Live turning into mouthpieces. You know, like, we don't know what else to do and utilize you guys, so we're going to turn you all into managers.
Yeah, pretty good on the mic, man, but you're a little small, so we're going to make you a manager now. It's like, okay, it's a little bit weird. So let's... Let me play this a couple more of these, and then we'll get to something else.
Super Chat Party.
Alan Samways, what's up?
Morning, boys. Have a great show. I'm in the office again. My co-worker Chloe said hello.
Hello, Chloe. What's up to the office? What's up to Chloe? And what's up to all the... No,
I was going to say,
yeah.
Chloe wanted you. Know what?
Oh, my God. I forget where Alan is. I think he's in the UK, but I don't remember. I think off the top of my head. Well, look at the money. All right, so we got some things here. We got comments, questions, or whatever from people on Patreon. I put out the Patreon questionnaire earlier.
Super
Christian Rodriguez.
Why does WWE try to build interest to us epics if we don't care? Like this Sunday is hell in a cell, and I am not interested in some of the matches are going to take place in Australia and Evolution.
I don't know. They just care about making money at these places. They care about maximizing profits. They don't care about really much else, anything. Like you're worried about selling all these tickets in Australia. All of a sudden, you're bringing out The Undertaker and Triple H and all kinds of shit. Christian Rodriguez. But like, meanwhile, the week-to-week show, they just couldn't give a shit. They put less and less into it, and they get less and less out of it. The ratings drop, the fans leave. Legend Killer, thanks for subbing. It's just like Patreon. If you make a Patreon and you don't do much on it, you don't get a lot of patrons.
Exactly. If
People
there's nothing
stay.
being offered, there's no.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's
reason to do it.
addresses, Mon! I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon!
He put a tweet out that said he was not going to be in the game. One don't know, it was WWE or 2K. They told him to take it down, so he deleted it.
Oh, that's too bad he took it down, because that's a great heel thing. Like, if he's not going to be in the game, it'd be awesome if he said, I don't want to be in this stupid game. Respect gaming.
Well, he said he didn't want to. He's not going to lose in real life, and he didn't want to lose in some fantasy. You know.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
It was a good tweet.
That's great.
that I was
Actually.
referencing before, but he had to. Yeah, he took it down.
They made him take it down.
Why can't nobody can use anything organic anymore, dude?
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You grab the brass ring and they penalize you for it. So
You
Well-
can't do that unless you're willing to grab the fucking fire, and you're not giving these guys any fire, any spark, nothing.
well, how great is
you
that?
Think
You
you're
can't-
grabbing?
I'm not letting you play as me in a game because I don't want to lose.
Man of 1,005 holds.
You know you're a rotterd if you give Raw a score of 10 out of 10.
You know you're a raw tard if you give Raw a 10 out of 10. Man of 1,005 holds. Thank you, man. Look at that. There's the raw tarded shirt right there. The raw tarded shirt flying off my shelves. Actually, it's not flying off the shelves. We sold about 5, but there's raw tarded. I thought more people would buy it, but yeah, we just don't sell shirts, man. So keep.
I thought there was more sold the other night, but
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's like 5. I looked at the numbers and I believe it's 5. So 5 raw tarded shirts. So we still have more Wolfpack Pussy shirts sold. But instead of buying a raw tarded shirt, just donate live and support the show. Otherwise, I'll have to end my life. So here's the, let me see.
well, did Jesse hear the name for SmackDown?
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that, Jesse?
What?
Smackdowns. Get it?
Oh, fuck. That's all right. Excuse it.
Raw tarded and Smackdowns.
Downs.
Yeah.
Now,
Where's-
doing SmackDowns, I'm getting like visuals of like a shirt, and it's like this is gonna be.
Well, you know what's
All
really
right,
bad? What's really bad is those the Connor's Cure kids were on the stage the other night, and I was like looking at a couple of them, and I was like, "Oh, maybe this is the wrong night to release this shit. This might have been the wrong night."
Can't
Or
believe
the
raw
perfect
tart-
night, Joe.
Or yeah, or
Yeah.
it's theme night.
So
on
one
the
of
Joe
those little
Cronin Show.
baskets.
Oh God, it was so not good. It was so bad. But
It's theme night.
it's a different thing. You know, it's a different thing. You know, it's
Well, if you smack them, they might. Never mind.
the only cure for Raw is sleep. I guess. I don't know.
That should be on the back of the raw tarded shirt.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Like
That'd be
dumping.
Great.
You're just dumping a fucking hot coffee all over your goddamn face, burning the shit out of yourself alive. Fucking Vampiro.
Dude, no, just have a guy holding another guy down, but he's got a drill right at his face, and he's like, "You're gonna watch this shit."
I remember
You're
when
gonna watch Raw.
I remember when I pretended to drill a hole in my head one year on Raw.
Where's the fucking music?
At this point in the trip, I don't know if you need your music.
Where's the fucking music? Where's the fucking music?
Music makes the
I agreed
people.
with that. I don't know if you needed it at that point.
Oh my God! So going to the questions real quick. We got who the fuck is this? I'm retarded. I'm raw tarded. What do you think? What do you see WWE doing with Lio Rush? Says John Telfair. What's up, John? It's been a while, man.
I think we kind of found out on Monday what they're going to do with him going forward.
Yeah, looks like they're going to use him as a manager.
Yeah, he's just going to be another mouthpiece for Bobby Lashley. And the more I think about it, I think you are right. I will
not a bad
concede
idea.
that fact. I was just sour on it at first because
It's just
as I
weird
said-
because it's him. It's like
Yeah.
This is like Ricochet becoming someone's manager.
Exactly. So that's why I was like against it. And then on top of it was like, oh, they have to put the black guy with the black guy and the Asian one with the. It's like, we talked about that in length on Monday, but it's just upsetting that they always have to stick and pigeonhole themselves in these certain scenarios. But I did rewatch the segment and I'm like, you know what? I think it could be money. It could work. If they really give it a chance and they let him be a heel, Bobby, I think it'll work.
Yeah, it seemed like something.
Yeah, because he seemed a little more cocky and arrogant. Like, yeah, talk me up, and you know who you're talking to. Like that kind of motif from him. I liked that more badass angle. Him coming out smiling like a doofus does nothing for anybody. No one gives a shit about him at all.
Yeah, Lashley needs help, man. He is garbage. My man! Holy Christ. John, thanks. Ron Bauer
And he's
says,
also still wrestling on 205 Live, Glorious Eugene said, so.
That's bizarre, too. It's like they're double using people.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All right, well, I don't know. Ron Bowers is talking about your thoughts on the possibility of them hiring Michael B. Jordan to play Superman. Heistman Defoe says, gonna have to pass. Hire another white man. Keep classic shit classic. Shaq was steel, though. It was trash, too.
Well, apparently Henry Cavill's done as Superman.
Yeah.
So DC's like, they're so screwed over there.
That's a mess, dude. I hope they suck.
They're fucked. I love, Batman religiously, but they're fucked. They've ruined everything.
I wouldn't go see another DC movie and I certainly wouldn't see anything at this point. I think Wonder Woman was pretty good, but
it was decent. It was better than what people were expecting, but
yeah, I'm all set. I'm not going to see shit. I'm almost not going to see any movies anymore at this point because I just think they're all trying to invade my thought and trying to screw with me.
The only thing I'm looking forward to for movies right now is Halloween. That's the only one I want to see in theaters, and that's just because of the atmosphere. Yeah, the new one.
I'll see it drunk.
Yeah, you definitely need a drink or two in your system.
Yeah, Shaq was Kazam. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, the Halloween they rebooted the series.
Give me that boombox.
So only the first one exists. That's it. So Laurie's no longer related. Jamie Lee Curtis is back, and she's like this batshit crazy grandmother that is ready for Michael and wants to kill him with a shotgun.
You know why she's back?
Is Zombie doing it or what?
No, it's
you know why she's back, right? Jamie Lee Curtis is back because they want a woman to be able to be killing people.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, that's why she's back.
I don't mind it for this scenario because
she's
just
old.
It fits with the story, but you're not.
It does, but it's funny.
It's
I'm not mad about it.
So
I'm not angry about this like I am the Terminator photos I saw, but like this.
Oh, I know. That's a whole nother mess.
That's a mind fuck, dude.
They need to just twist the story and where she tries to fuck Michael. No.
Oh God.
Think of the children, Michael.
I'd like to see her hump Michael. What if she had
Freddie babysit?
Give a nice sex scene with Michael. That'd be nice, huh? She'd just be like, "Oh, Michael!" Like the whole time, the cure for the whole thing was to bang Michael.
Give me the knife, Michael. Give me the knife.
To reduce the rage.
All she had to do is have sex with Michael Myers the whole time. Yeah, we have to reduce the rage, and she starts grinding all over Michael's dick.
You know how he's infamous.
No, can you imagine Donald Pleasant fucking? Wait, you've got to fuck him.
He shot her 6 times.
Yeah.
Well, can you believe it, guys, that it was just about this time last year, at this exact time almost last year, September 7th, that this was the opening of Monetize This? Check this out.
They're heading to the shelters. There are some 10 shelters.
Fucking right in the pussy!
There are some, excuse me, Anderson, some 10 shelters open in San
That was last year. Last year, that right now we were going through a hurricane on September 7th, and somebody told a reporter to fuck her in the pussy. I was watching that stream
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon! I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon!
Put the belt on Becky, she's over.
Put the belt on Becky, she's over, says Gooner Chiefs fan 123. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we had discussed this the other day that they might actually still go through with the plans now, even though they laid back on the heel turn. Now they might go with it. What are they doing?
I don't know, man. They don't know.
They said they might go full-fledged into it, and they're considering still putting that in the Hell in a Cell. And they're also considering adding AJ's match as a Hell in a Cell as well still. They might do it as a stipulation that night.
That's weird. Like,
right?
Why?
That's why I said at this point, just make the whole fucking pay-per-view in the cell, or just the main event.
I could imagine. This is something they would do in the Attitude Era. Like the show would start, but Vince McMahon would start in the ring, and he'd be like, "Why the hell's Vince in the ring?" JR would be like, "Why the hell's Vince in the ring?" or whatever. Then Vince would say something like, "Tonight, every match is hell in a cell." And then he just slams the mic down, and then, oh my goodness, Vince McMahon saying then dun, 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 like the whole night is Hell in the Cell. Like, that's what they would do. And not that it's a good thing either, but it's like the whole theme pay-per-view is dumb anyway.
It
Stupid.
is. But I think it could work if like I said, they save the breaking the cell for the last match. Obviously, they'd have to, which would be the Braun main event. So they'd probably go through and off or destroy the cell somewhat, especially with Foley being involved. I think they're going to try and recreate some of the stuff you saw previously. I don't know, but not to the same extent as what Foley did. But they're going to harken back.
Why not have a ladder match in the cell? Why not give
or some shit? Yeah, do something different with.
Why not hang a belt?
Exactly, adapt it.
Hang the belt from the top of the cage. Have a ladder match in the cell. That's awesome.
Because that requires creativity.
Like, then it's like different. Like, didn't they? They did do this though, didn't they? Do like I think it was the one I was at. Like Sasha and Charlotte, they had tables and stuff.
How are we gonna get the ladder on top?
What? No, the belt would hang. The belt hangs from the top of the cell. Like the
he's on a wise ass. Just bring the ladder on top.
Well, that'd be even funnier. Is put the belt on the top of the cell. Whoever gets to the top to grab it first. Imagine that. That'd be funny.
That would be nuts.
I know, but I could see them looking at that idea and going, "Well, how the hell do we get him on top?"
That would be even more amazing. Hang the belt above the cell, and it's a ladder match. So you start, they put the ladders.
God, wow.
They put the ladders on the top already, right?
Yeah,
so
that would be. Now we're talking.
Yeah, but you have to be careful because those ladders fall the wrong way. The sides, they land on a fan's head.
You just put like one ladder, one fucking ladder, and it's the one that's long enough to do it and everything. And if you fucking drop it, you're fucked.
Dude, imagine that, like sticking the ladder on the cage, trying to get up there to get it.
Or dude, better yet, weld the fucking thing so the whole time like it won't fall. But you've gotta you can use it as like a fucking. You can just ram him into it.
I mean that, or instead of the cage on the 4 spots around the center, they could just be mats, that are flat or whatever.
Let's just kill them.
Yeah,
let's just kill them. Yeah, that's what Vince would say. Let's just kill them. Let's kill Alex Jones's channel. We'll kill them at the Hell in the Cell. Oh my god, dude, that would be so crazy.
Could you imagine if he was fucking? Oh my god.
The fuck.
You fuckers at Twitter want to go to Hell in the Cell? We'll fucking settle this.
Yeah, we'll settle this
the
real way.
Anything for the kickoff show either. Brian Austin in the chat makes a great point. Knock America is an afterthought. There's no U.S. title match on the card unless they do something on the kickoff, but it's not announced. And there's no feud that he has going on currently with anybody. He just faced Jeff the other day, and Jeff obviously is facing Orton. As I said on the Smackdown review, he's one of the people I feel they failed the most. He came up, everybody loved the theme song immediately. He didn't need to talk. He was ready-made, the perfect new star, and they just screwed him over time and time again. He was so misused. It's you should write a book about it at this point. Look at Carmella. She's a face now. Well, coming out with R-Truth singing.
That's what they do, man.
But everyone's like, "Oh, look at her face turn." What turn? There was no turn. She just became face. Like there was no transition. She went from shitting on the crowd, telling everybody they suck and Mella is money, to singing. And Brian Alvarez brought this up as well on the Wrestling Observer Live. He said there's no sense to be made in any of it. He said all of these storylines they did before are out the window.
Yeah, right.
I know they put them together because they're going to be partners in the Mixed Match Challenge, but why turn her? She still could have been a heel and had him be a face. I don't see her working as a face.
Yeah, I don't see her either. I think she works right now for this stupid thing that she's doing for the Mixed Match Challenge or whatever. But this is not going to work when she's on her own and they're trying to do whatever on their own. Smaj, thank you very much for following, subbing to the channel. Probably just messed up your name.
One of the things that I think has pissed me off to no end this week is the fantasy booking of Bray Wyatt. I don't know if you've gotten a shit ton of suggestions.
Who?
Pretty much. But, Bray's supposed to be coming back at some point in time soon, and I just don't care.
I don't care at all.
I couldn't give 2 fucks at this point. I have, no remorse to say it. He's dead in my mind. They ruined him a long, long time ago. The sky has fallen. The dead has not risen. He's done. The Woken Warriors was like, the last chance and last straw, and that didn't work out. Him and Matt, they didn't even really try. I can't even be like, oh, well, they tried. No, they lost to the B team, for Christ's sakes. Like, nothing decent came out of that. Oh, but they're gonna repackage him, Jake. Come on, Joe. They're gonna make him into more ominous and more of a dark side. It doesn't matter what they do. But I've heard so many people say, well, he's gonna interfere in this match, and he's gonna do this, and he's gonna. I don't even think he's gonna show up, honestly.
I hope he doesn't. I don't even care. I just don't care. Yeah, I mean, if they do something cool, that'll be the day, because they haven't done anything cool with the Wyatt since like their first debut, really. And maybe the coolest thing I remember about Bray Wyatt was when like the lightning struck the Abigail's chair, whatever the hell, from the Undertaker. That was kind of cool. And maybe that didn't he have a Pyro match or whatever, an Inferno match with Kane?
Yes,
that was kind of neat because they brought it back, and then
that was like one of his starting matches, like early on, and
dude, he was over back. That was one of the reasons I went to the fucking pay-per-view.
And then he came out and said the same thing over and over again for 3 years.
Yeah. After that, like they just kept doing the same thing with him. They fucked him up.
Yeah, Oscar's dead.
Lose every match.
Yeah, he lost like almost all his matches. Yeah, the losing streak
all the big matches he lost, like all the Mania ones and
Super Chat.
I'm so excited to see Fozzy tomorrow night in Indy.
You're going to see Fozzy? Hell yeah! Sorry.
Speaking of Fozzy, I told Dirty to go ahead and call up. He's the 850 area code.
All right.
So when he goes ahead and rings up, he can tell us about his interaction with Chris Jericho before All In, and almost spoiling the big surprise.
Right, that was pretty crazy, man.
And you know what the funny thing is? They've labeled him on all these news sites and stuff as like the potential, spoiler. But from what he told me, he had no plans of posting anything at that point.
Yeah, I
mean, after the show, he was just worried about getting to the show because the show had already started.
Jericho and his buddy kind of sounded like dickheads, to be honest. I don't know. That's just what I got out of it. I get that they're worried about people spoiling it, but I don't know. He's coming, everybody. You getting ready to see him? Go party, man. If you take a picture of me, we will make you stand there and delete. Oh, we will take your heart and rip it out. We'll kill you there. If you snap a pic before the show, and you look spoiled, all of we might have to die. Sorry. That was Jericho's new song, We'll Kill You If You Take a Picture of Us. 850 is on the phone. What's up, 850? How you doing, man?
What's up, Joe? How are you tonight, man?
I am doing well enough. Actually, I'm not doing well. I feel like shit, but how are you doing?
I feel like shit myself. I'm actually pretty sick.
Oh, man. Is this the guy who took the pictures?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Man, I honestly expected this guy. I thought you were going to sound like, hey guys, it's me. Like, I didn't expect you to be like a real dude. Like,
nah, man, I'm 30, man. I'm 30 years old.
Dude, did they paint you like you were like, oh my God, dude, they painted you like you were the biggest nerd job on that podcast.
With the Bullet Club shirt on. I couldn't believe you had a Bullet Club shirt on. It's like,
I was marking out like crazy. I did have, all the wrestling gear on.
Yeah, all right, well.
But you're going to All In. Why would you not have a Bullet Club shirt on? Like, it's not like you're, at a freaking Yankees game or something. Like, it fit. Totally, you're going exactly. So the plane had been stuck on the runway, and that's why everybody was running late.
I'll give you the whole short and long of it. So me and my wife's in the Navy. She wasn't able to just leave at any time of the day. So we just planned on showing up for the night of All In, staying in the airport that night, and then flying home back to Florida the next morning. So we basically were just planning to show up just for the show.
Right.
Wow.
Well, our plane got canceled because of weather. It was like stormy in Chicago that day. So we had to buy another plane ticket to meet in Georgia to get a connector to Chicago. That's the only reason I ended up running into this guy, Jericho. But yeah, our plane, and then so we land 10 minutes late. The plane comes to an abrupt halt. Everybody's freaking out. So no, and then all the terminals were closed up. So first we land 10, 20 minutes late, and then we have to sit on the flight path or whatever for another 20, 30 minutes. So anybody that was planning to go that was on that plane, like everyone was kind of freaking out.
Jesus.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I mean, you guys are missing the beginning of the show at this point.
Yeah, and I knew we were going to miss some of the opening matches, which really sucked because after watching the pay-per-view playback, that opening match was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see that. I was really excited about the Christopher Daniels Arrow match, but then after watching it back on the pay-per-view, that was garbage.
You know, I actually,
in my opinion.
Well, I watched it and it was weird, but like I gave that a weird pass, like a weird, like it was so bizarre that I thought it was so sloppy that it was kind of fun to watch in a way. Like but for a while at first I was like, oh no, like this is gonna get real bad, and it kind of like got a little better, and I think that was surprising. But yeah, it definitely was. You know, Christopher Daniels walked him through a lot of that, but they kind of pulled it off.
Stephen Amell did a decent job all in all.
He hung in there. He totally hung in there.
It was different.
He did well previously when he, had wrestled with the Young Bucks. He did well when he did things with WWE and Stardust back at that point with Neville.
So, dude, when did first of all, Chester Bennington came back from the dead? That's the first thing I noticed about this. So when you were snapping these photos, were you just like, oh my, like holy shit, it's Jericho? I gotta take a picture of this.
So honestly, I get off the plane, I see his handler, which apparently his handler is like in his band or something. Really? I don't know. It's a skinny English dude. So I spot him on the plane because, all right, so I worked production in San Diego for a while, like behind the scenes production stuff.
Yeah.
So I saw this guy on the plane and I could tell that dude, if you're going to this area, so there's a chance you're going to this show, I could tell he looked like he worked backstage.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of kept an eye on him. Well, when he got off the plane, he ran into, all I saw is a big, wide back, long hair, huge dude. And I was like, well, that's weird. That guy doesn't look like he's in place either. Well, my wife, who isn't the biggest wrestling fan, but she loves getting into it. If it's a live show, she'll go.
Right.
She kept looking at me and she's like, that's somebody. That's somebody. That's somebody. And I was like, nah, no, it's not. And then I got up to the side of him and I saw his face and I was like, oh my God, it's Chris Jericho. Like a little girl. And I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
But I did creep up behind him as fast as I could. I put my phone down behind me, like, so I'm walking away. My arm is down by my side, and my phone is backwards.
Right.
And I just start clicking that picture button as fast as I can click it.
Damn.
Yeah, you got some decent photos from taking them backwards, that's for sure. When you sent these to me, well, you told me about the incident, and I'm like, oh, it sucks they made you delete them. But, you'll explain that next. And I was like, that really, is terrible. Then you told me you got the photos back, and I'm like, oh, wow. And for you being backwards, walking at a fast pace, you got some good shots here.
Thank you. I tried. I heard Jericho say those are pictures, and like in my mind, I was like, man, I was so obvious right now. Like, how could they have not seen it?
Right.
And his handler, or whatever his name was, or his bandmate or something, he walks up to me, and I literally have the pictures up, already in the process of deleting them as he's like walking up, and I was like, yeah, my bad, dude. I just marked out, and I showed him my camera or my phone. He starts deleting them. Well, I didn't even think about it until like 2 days later. I was actually looking for some other pictures in my deleted folder, and I was like, holy fuck, I still have these pictures.
Wow.
So,
yeah, go figure. I wasn't aware that you could do that. And Jesse's like, oh yeah,
well,
it's
on the
not hard.
iPhone 8, there's a deleted folder file.
That's great. At least they give you that option.
Well, is that why my phone's always friggin' full of stuff? I mean, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
When we
It'll
start driving
if
to
you keep, it won't delete it right away. It'll hold it for like 45, 30 days.
Wow,
Like
I never
30
knew
days.
that.
Yeah, 60 days, something like that.
Man, I could have used that like a while ago. Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding.
So this is what Jericho. This is what Jericho said about it, real quick. It's really quick what he says.
Dude,
but-
everything is secret. No one
well,
knows.
I'll play in a minute. But first, what I want to say again is, so the handler guy came up to you and he was like, hey, delete those or whatever. But Jericho never said it. Never said anything to you.
No, the handler, he wasn't like being all tough or anything, but he straight looked me in the eyes. He's like, you got to get rid of those. And literally, I never even looked straight at Jericho because I walked right by them.
Yeah.
My intent was to get pictures, so I never even looked him in the face. So when the handler guy was like trying to get my pictures off, we're walking together towards the terminal. Well, I looked behind me because my wife was behind us the whole time. Jericho, I think when the whole situation happened, he just stopped right in the middle of the airport because after him, his handler and I were talking to each other, I never saw him again.
They must have been worried that maybe they were worried
he might
more
have dipped
people.
off in a bathroom. He might have I don't know, just stopped.
Well, in the story, he mentions going to the bathroom, I think, and the other dude is still talking to you. But it's just weird because, it's funny. I mean, it's not like they owe you anything, but at the same time, if they're coming up to you being like, you got to delete those, you think they'd be like, well, whatever. Here's, I don't know, something don't delete them.
Jericho could at least shake your hand and be like, thanks for being a good sport, because you didn't have to.
Well,
you don't have to delete it.
You could have been like, no.
From all kinds of wrestlers all weekend. I met the Ascension going back home, or Connor from the Ascension. I got X-Pac and Joey Ryan. Honestly, there's a small part of me thinks that if I'd have just walked up to him and been like, hey, can I get a picture? He'd either been like, fuck off, I'm trying to go to All In, don't ruin it, Mark. Or he might have been like, yeah, but don't say anything.
Yeah.
So I really don't know how.
I think he would have said no. I think he would have said,
yeah.
Any other time I'd do it, man, but right now, don't tell anybody, whatever. But see, that's the cool thing is I'd be like, dude, listen, just don't do I don't know.
I'm here for a surprise. Don't
but
say
they're
anything.
lucky, man. They're lucky because someone else might have been like, oh, screw him. They didn't take a whatever. I'm not deleting these since he didn't give me a hug.
That's true.
So
Well,
you're a badass
about
dude.
it and just tweeted out, I just saw Jericho at the airport. He's going to All In. That's. I mean, you don't need the pictures.
Yeah, you don't even need the photos. Yeah, you're right. And you know something, but you're a pretty damn stand-up guy though, because you didn't do anything. You could have. You didn't do that. You could have ran.
You could have gotten a ton
of
of attention for it, and everybody else made it out to sound like, oh, had you not had these photos deleted, that you were going to spoil the big surprise. And I'm like, that's not fair at all. That's why I wanted you to come on and really get your side out there, because
Well, thank you, fellas.
a few other places that have reported it, like Cultaholics, Ringside News.
Yeah.
Places like that, they're like, oh, the person that was intent on spoiling Jericho's surprise, ended up being a nice guy. And I'm like, intent on spoiling? I said, that's not the case at all. And, they try and make it sound...
Yeah, they don't know what the intent was. Obviously, you did
or
what I
titillating.
would have done. I wouldn't do that now. I've been around the business now so long that now I wouldn't do that. But years ago, dude, I would do the same thing. I would have been like, holy shit, dude, bam, 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 and I would have snapped some photos because I want to keep that. But nowadays, I'd probably slap Jericho in the back and be like, hey, it's me. I won't tell anybody you're here, but you owe me a BJ. But yeah,
there's a small part of me that felt like I was helping keep the secret. Like, all right, the kayfabe is Jericho's going to the show. Nobody knows.
It's pretty cool.
I'm not going to blow the surprise for everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you had dude, this story will be forever with you because this is crazy.
This means a lot to me. Even you guys wanting to talk to me means a lot. I've been following you guys for about 4 or 5 years now, dog.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. That's awesome. But
I'm a Patreon, dog. My name's Dirty on Patreon.
Oh yeah, shit, I didn't know that.
I'm a $10 supporter for about maybe 9 months.
Yeah, dude. Oh my, dude, this story gets better and better. What the hell?
I guess it was Jack Slade that was with him. And,
Slade, yeah.
That's him.
Right here on Ringside News, they're saying Jericho informs that he played a show with Fozzy and Little Rocky flies in. Everything that he says in the podcast. But they continue on to say, before the run-in had even been happened, the surprise was almost ruined. And it says, surprise was, this is the headline, Talk is Jericho recap. Surprise was nearly spoiled for All In.
Well, you know what, though? If it had been spoiled like other ones, people would have been like praising it. All those same news companies would have been like, Jericho spotted, big spoiler at the airport, or like whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like it would have been whatever. It would have been all over the place. Everybody would have been loving it. There would have been the people that say, "Oh, I got spoiled. That sucks."
Especially if I'd have gave it to somebody. If I'd have like got up connected to some sort of news outlet, they'd have blown the fuck up.
If you'd called Joe Cronin to be like, I got something for you, Joe.
And the way they kind of made you sound, it was
Joe,
rather like
my
mischievous.
immediate thought was to contact you. But I was like, you know what? It's better if none of us know.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
because you let me know not long after.
I probably wouldn't have.
Right. Well, honestly, after I found the pictures and then I heard the podcast, I was like, oh man, I gotta tell somebody. Like, I need someone to know besides my wife. Who was
you had told me that about the situation before you had recovered the photos too. And that's why I said, because like right here, this is the direct quote from Ringside News. After making his way through the airport Terminal 1, a fan in a Bullet Club t-shirt started snapping pictures of Jericho. Jericho sent Slade after him and made him delete the pictures. The fan agreed to delete the pictures right away, but that's how close they were to having the entire surprise spoiled.
He should have given you a free ticket to the cruise. He should have given you a ticket on the cruise.
Oh, shit.
Just a handshake and say, hey, thanks for being a good sport.
Yeah, just a handshake would have been nice if the guy, like, why wouldn't, like, dude, what, and maybe it's like you already saw him, so why wouldn't Jericho just be like, listen, bro, keep it quiet, if you can, like, you wouldn't want to be spoiled. Obviously, you don't know what we went through to get here, and we're flying this and that, whatever. But
well, I think nerves were high on both ends. I mean, dude, I literally was shaking. Like, one, I was so excited to get to All In finally after this whole day of fuckery and travel.
Yeah.
And then seeing Jericho right when I step off the plane, I literally was shaking. I was like, oh my God. I've been to WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania last year. I have never had this feeling before going to a wrestling show. And like, honestly, it almost felt like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I just got caught taking pictures of Jericho. So I don't know. I don't mean to sound crazy right now. Sorry.
No. I mean, you're less creepy than we expected. Plus, you're a Patreon and everything. I had no idea, dude. I thought you were just a random dude that, whatever this happened. So let me play the clip of a little bit of Jericho. I don't know if you probably heard this, but
yeah, go ahead, man.
Tell us about this, and I, of course, have done this, a dozen times before, and it most of the time it works, but you got to be smart. Like you had checked a bag. You brought a giant suitcase.
Well,
for a 5-hour trip.
I know. I had no other option because we had to bring toiletries. Well, we didn't have to.
Well, we did because you got to wash your hair. And look good for the show.
And obviously liquids you can't bring them on board. And I don't have a smaller case. That is the only suitcase I have.
In retrospect, we should have put them in my smallest.
This guy's like the Pat Buck to Jericho from Ryback's guy.
Case. Yeah. You had this giant backpack and a giant turtle shell.
It looked like we were going for weeks.
It did. So we finally land. We get off the plane. And I'm texting the Atlas guys. He's like, we're upstairs. I'm like, we're fine. Like I said, we're stuck on the runway. And he's probably telling Cody, and Cody's flipping out. Because obviously these guys are running this show for the first time. They got a lot of stuff to worry about. So they take us. We get off the plane. I go into the bathroom, to go to the bathroom. And unbeknownst to me, because my phone was in my pocket, you had texted me.
I said, keep your head down. There's a guy with a Bullet Club shirt behind me.
Which is unbelievable. The fact
so he went in the bathroom first, so he was there.
That there was a Bullet Club guy on the plane from Atlanta to Chicago, landing after the show started.
I was amazed, and it was, and I noticed him standing up, and he, I don't know whether he's seen me in pictures that you've posted on Instagram, but he clocked me. He was looking at me the whole time, and it must have been up.
The best thing is you made him right away, like you said, so he had that right. That it's like he knew you were looking. He
says that he tried to cover Jericho's tattoos, so maybe you wouldn't notice him with his cut off vested shirt. Come on.
Why didn't Jericho just wear a pink wig or something?
Notice you.
It must, because you text me, and this is I said, okay, so I'm on the plane, getting on.
Wear a mask. Well, maybe you can't do that at the airport.
And I said, you need to get your bag quickly. We are 30 minutes away from Sears Center. So you would go downstairs and grab your bag, and I would go straight to departures. That way, if there's any fans waiting in arrivals, I go to departures.
Exactly.
Because, all it takes is one picture and the whole on the internet. It's all blown. Yeah. And then I said, I'll rush down there. I said, then come back and meet me at departures. Okay, sounds good. And then I put my phone in my pocket at 5:53. I got off the plane, went in the bathroom. You texted me at 6:01. Keep your head down. Bullet Club shirt behind me. He's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I came out and I saw you were walked a little bit past the bathroom. I was like, Jack. And
I was just rushing. I was going.
Yeah.
Wait, did you go in the bathroom after Jericho?
No, so that was his handler that was in the bath. Jericho went to a different bathroom. The handler and I got off the plane at the same time and ended up going into the same bathroom.
Okay. All right, I get it.
You know.
And so you came back and you're like, do you want a hoodie or anything? I'm fine. Like, there's not going to be anybody here. And you didn't tell me about the Bullet Club guy.
I thought you'd seen your phone.
I'd seen the phone.
Yeah.
And you assumed that I saw it, and I assumed that you like, what are you talking about? So a guy walks past me.
Well, so you're talking to me,
right?
And I don't know if you saw, but my eyes were doing this. I don't know if you noticed. So my eyes were
I didn't.
So my eyes were shifting to behind you. I was on your right, and I saw him behind you to your left, and I thought, okay, on your left arm you got tattoos. You were wearing a sleeveless shirt.
Right.
So I walked in front of you and went to your left, and I thought, okay, if I just cover your tattoos, he might not see your face or anything like that. And then I'm still looking at him behind me. I'm just kind of tilting my head like, proper security, even though I'm a skinny guy. But
but that's all.
I was kind of doing that, just looking, and then he disappeared, and I'm like,
did you notice them looking at you at that point?
Nah, man, I honestly didn't realize he had picked up on me.
All right, that's pretty amazing then. This guy's damn good. You should, Jericho, pay this guy more. It's amazing. It was a pretty sharp guy, man. He didn't even notice. Because I'd be like, oh, damn, they're looking at me now. Oh, shit. But they didn't even notice.
I made this guy's career, dude. I made him look like a stud.
Yeah, pay this guy more.
Yeah,
this guy's amazing. No wonder he's the handler. I wonder if he gives hand jobs. I'm just kidding. I'll take one.
Sure enough. 5 seconds later, he rushes in front of us, holding his phone upside down behind him, snapping photos. And I point, and I go, "He's taking photos." I saw it. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, because the guy walked by and I said, "That guy's wearing a Bullet Club shirt," and you said, "Yeah," like because I didn't see that you text.
Yeah,
and I said, "Did he take a picture?" And you said, "Yes." I said, "Go get him."
Yep. So I ran after him. And I was like, "Hey, man." Didn't even have to question it. He goes, okay. He knew.
Yeah.
He owned up, and I was like, you got to delete those, man. And he goes, okay, I will. He goes, you want to check the phone? So I checked the phone, and yeah, sure enough, there's pictures of me pointing at him.
That's the one on the left right there. That's the one on the left. Oh my God. Have these photos gone out anywhere yet?
They are on my Twitter at Dirty7 on Twitter. DYRTI7.
At Dirty7 on Twitter. Oh man,
but
dirty.
You're the first Joe to have them in the the wrestling news circuit,
I'm gonna clip it and I'll send this out and everything. But because
I think there's exactly 4 of them. One of them's kind of blurry, but the other ones you could totally see this dude pointing at my phone as I'm taking the pictures.
This guy, and he's not looking at you either. That's the other best thing about it. He's talking to
No,
Jericho.
he's got his eyes straight, but he's like glaring away, or his head straight, but his eyes are glaring.
Yeah, and then on the right one, he's looking down, but he's like keeping it cool, and his oh my God, dude, this guy. Jericho, give this guy a raise, man. You got to give this guy a raise.
The tail on him, besides him looking like he worked production, backstage, him and Jericho both had these tags, these plastic tags hanging off their bags, and all they had was like a simple number on them. It was like 5 and 10.
Yeah.
So, like, that alone made them stand out. So, like, there was small things about them that kept catching my eye until I actually realized who they were.
And Jericho's in a flannel sleeveless shirt.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
come
not even
on,
in a
dude.
sweatshirt, nothing, no hoodie. Like you said, you want a hoodie? No.
Jericho's looking like Vigo the Carpathian. I love it. Holy shit, that's awesome, dude. You know what I love about Jericho's, man? He's always drinking beer. I'm on his Instagram sometimes, and he's always drinking beer. I remember I brought up to him that time when he blocked me for giving his match an 8 out of 10 or whatever, and he's like, I don't remember what you're talking about. When is the Cruise of Jericho? Does anybody know? Anybody remember?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
It's not far from now.
I wish that I was close to somebody or him or something where they'd be like, dude, come on the cruise, dude, and cover the whole cruise. Dude, I would kill. That would be amazing to grab a video camera and just document the cruise and shit. And oh my God,
I would love to be a part of it, man, but those tickets are ridiculous.
I know, it's just a lot of money. Expensive. I get it, you got to make money and stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, just people can't afford it. Like that's the thing. Like people, they can't afford it.
And that's one of the reasons why the wife and I didn't do all of StarCast, do like the whole weekend, all that shit.
Yeah,
because dude, we blew our fucking load on WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
because I remember
WrestleMania twice a year. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just went ahead and checked back, and you messaged me April 9th when you said you were going to Raw. And then you're like, pretty sure the wife and I are going to go to Chicago for All In. And I was like, oh, sweet, you're all in. And you're like, oh, I even got her a new shirt. Got her the Young Bucks tank top there. She was not too pleased with.
Yep. That's her, man. And then, because we went to Supercard, and Supercard was fucking awesome. That was not our first ROH show, but, after they announced All In, I was, I'm disappointed with the WWE, just like everybody else is. I wish it would be better, but fuck it, man. We got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's it's a mess. It's a mess right now. We hope that these things keep us busy. I mean, because NXT has been good, man. If you just followed NXT and then followed maybe the next All In and followed some of ROH and New Japan, I mean, you're loaded then. You got plenty of shit to watch.
NXT is the shit.
Dude, I even I've enjoyed every NXT they did. But anyway, man, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for calling and telling us about that. And that's I'm extra excited because you're somebody I know. I've known you for a while, so that's pretty friggin' cool.
Yeah, we've conversated quite a bit through the Patreon. I mean, it's awesome to finally be able to meet you, and it's finally nice to be able to meet you, Jake. Also,
it's nice to actually talk live. Thank you for calling in and sharing it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for telling us about that, and thanks again for the support over there. And hit me up later, man. Anytime we'll talk about whatever.
Have a great evening, fellas. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Dirty. I just retweeted those pictures out. If anybody wants to go ahead and give him a follow and check out the other 2 photos he's got.
That's some good shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was really cool. I had no idea that he was. I mean, I think you said loosely oh, he's a listener of the show, and I kind of went, oh, sure he is,
dude,
whatever.
It had layers of awesome to it.
Yeah, dude, that had layers of awesome. But Dirty's a good dude. He's been around a while. People know who he is.
Yeah.
So,
quite a while.
So if you guys want to get your donations in, or you ask question, or give your picks on Hell in a Cell, feel free to. The donations are live. 916, what's up?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, 916.
Oh boy.
Hey Joe.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want to give my opinion on something that I think is going to happen in the near future.
Okay.
I would like them to have with the Samoa Joe and AJ Styles feud, where he would actually go after his kids and kind of if to have his feud go forward, kind of make threats to his kids.
Oh my God! All right, okay. I think he kind of is doing that. I don't know why that guy. I couldn't tell if he was about to troll, and be like, I think he should kill his kid. What the hell is that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He kind of has done that in enough. We mentioned that with Roman Reigns a bit. I don't think they would ever do threats towards kids and stuff like that nowadays.
Yeah,
but
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, but what he's doing now is enough of a threat. Daddy's coming home, and all this other stuff that he's saying. I mean, that alone right there is that's all you need right there. So you're bam, you got.
They just need to go straight Eddie Guerrero. I'm your daddy now, S.A.
I'm your daddy now. S.A. Vato.
One of the things I was going to bring up tonight, see how you respond to this, is that apparently Vince McMahon is absolutely in love with Andrade and Selena Vega, and he expects huge things from them, and is basically preparing the audience for big things from them in the future. And this is reported on the Fired Up podcast, and as well as Ringside Seats. They're saying that they've heard rumors that Vince is thinking about having Almas possibly win the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah, I saw some of that earlier. I mean, it's so early, I can't tell of whatever. That'd be pretty wild, though, man. That
would be. We've seen Royal Rumble winners, previous years back, called out this early before, like Del Rio and Swagger and stuff. So I mean, it's happened. And
I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Cien Almas go if I was Vince, I'd look at Cien Almas like a Shawn Michaels. They gave Shawn 3 years of a run with the IC belts, or maybe 5 years. Like, give Almas a couple years on the mid card, top of the mid, see if he gets to the top of the mid card, and then if he does that, then you're ready for a Rumble, victory. I don't buy that. There's this weird...
It might have been talked about, and Swagger was for Elimination Chamber, my bad. But still, we've seen it before, and like you said, give him a chance to grow and mature.
There's just a weird lot of rumors going around about, Vince loves this guy, and I just don't I'm sure he does like him, but I don't buy that he just loves this guy, and and by the way, if he
loves
does
Roman, that's about
he loves Roman. Tell me
we know he loves Roman.
That's
like
about it.
Else, he probably wants to see him work for it a little bit.
I like seeing Almas, but
I do as well. It's
wrestle for the belts, the mid-card belts first. Keep him where he is. He's an amazing wrestler. He could easily be a headliner, by the way. Yes.
Oh,
he is a headliner.
He stole the show in NXT continuously.
Well,
he's done well so far on SmackDown.
But here's the thing that's amazing about him. He can actually wrestle a very entertaining style, and he can also wrestle the WWE style. So it's like, he's wrestling a style that we love, and he probably won't wrestle the same way as he did in NXT, but he's kind of like AJ Styles, where his adapted style works, whereas a lot of other people, sometimes their adapted style doesn't work or gets toned down so much it goes away. Like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' style has kind of been completely toned down, that he really just goes out there and suplex, package, powerbomb, punch, drop kick, cannonball
into the corner.
Yeah, he's he better than Finn Balor's moveset, but it's like it's just so neutered. I don't know why some guys have such a structured cookie cutter thing. But and seeing Almas
Remember
does
when Owens
as well,
used to dive to the outside and do these crazy maneuvers, and you were like, "Holy crap! For a big man, he can move."
Now he does pull that out at pay-per-views, so that's the good thing. But
it's few and far between. I mean, he still does, but it's not something you see.
It's not like these guys are taking Mick Foley bumps. They got to let him take some chances. Shit.
Exactly.
Out of the box.
Somebody else said, speaking of shit like this, the other day, I think it was earlier today. Somebody was like, "What's the most?" Might have been Aaron. It might have been on No DQ. I was talking to Aaron on Facebook earlier, and I think he might have tagged me in it, where it was like, "What's the most overused moves in the WWE right now?" And I would say there's two that I wish they would tone down. Get rid of the stop super kicking everybody, and also stop suicide dive, like everybody.
I would add the
dive.
DDT onto that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the DDT. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it's
a lot of people have been doing it, and like Dean has his finisher for the Dirty Deeds, and it just takes away from it when you see people getting DDT pretty regularly, and it's not as impactful.
I think that's what made like the double arm DDT always seem devastating. I mean, obviously Jake Roberts' DDT always seemed very devastating, but Mick Foley's double arm DDT was devastating, and he brought it back because at that time everybody had been doing DDTs as well. Everybody was DDTing all over the place, so that kind of went away. But Mick Foley came out with
even the Rocks. Like it wasn't so much about even if it was devastating. It was like if you did it in a way that only you did it that way, where it stuck out. It was like it was important back then.
The Rock kind of
had a way of planting it. You knew it was a guaranteed 2 count, and it wasn't going to finish the match, but it could have.
It really set it up, so I agree with you there. But now it's a habitual move. But I think the super kick, it really just, I cannot...
That's the most annoying, because everyone fucking does them.
I can't read that writing. I apologize. It's some kind of Arab, I believe, and I'm so sorry about that. But thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I'll learn it someday, man. If you guys want to donate tonight, let's party, man. The donation link is down below. The super chat is down below over there if you guys want to expand the show and keep this thing going and give your opinions on shit. Super chat or use the Streamlabs down below there. It's Out of Nowhere 118. And now we got Matt, the Misfits, on the phone. He's probably got some shit on his mind. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Well, we got the hurricane coming.
Yeah, where are you? Back. Matt, where are you?
Hurricane coming.
South Carolina.
Shit, man. Yeah, I hope you guys are all okay. You're not near but you're kind of near the coast, right? Like in the middle?
Well, we're like higher on ground where I live at.
Yeah.
So
standing on a big pole.
That's not going to matter.
Well, the house I live on is actually more on a hill than like this whole storm surge stuff.
Yeah.
But it went down to a 2 right now, so.
Yeah, you get trapped on that hill. You know what sucks about that? I mean, it doesn't suck, but all these people that were like, oh, it always goes away or whatever, and they were like, no, this one's not going away. Don't believe that. Get out. and now it's down to a 2. So it's like, oh.
I mean, it's better than being a 4 or a 5.
No, I agree, but it's just too bad that, like, because you know what? One of these times, one of these things will be a 5, and people won't listen. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, that's always like happens.
Wolf, yeah, right?
Yeah, but you know what, though? It really is good that it's not a 4 or 5, because that is...
Yeah.
Dude, a 4 or 5 rips your roof off. Like, doesn't matter what mountain you're on. A 4 or 5 is ripping your roof off. A 5...
A 3 could rip your roof off.
A 3 could, but I mean, dude, a 5, your roof is... Like, roof flies off. Like, it's happening.
A 5 rips the foundation up, you know?
Yeah.
On to wrestling.
We just wanted to terrify. We're trying to scare the shit out of people. I'm trying to scare people, Matt. God damn it! And you live there.
Go
ahead.
But so people are mad at 2K as usual. But this time it's about the roster. I don't know if you heard about the.
If only people would get mad at the shitty gameplay that they never fix.
Well, I get mad about that anyways. But they apparently excluded 3 key names in there. They excluded Nikki Cross.
Trent's not in there, right?
Yeah, Trent Seven's not in there. I didn't think he would be, but what baffles me is Brian Kendrick, Tommaso Ciampa, and Nikki Cross.
Brian Kendrick, I get.
He's been there a long time now, but Ciampa has too. But Kendrick is on 205 Live. I mean, Ciampa's been headlining for over a year now.
Ciampa's the one that's really odd.
Ciampa's headlining over a year. Like, over a year.
And Ciampa, I think, tweeted about it, and then I guess he deleted it afterwards.
Yeah, they made him take it down at one point.
Which
I don't know if
I'm
it's
like,
back up or not, but
which I saw that I'm like, yeah, he's in the game. There's no way he would have tweeted that and then had him delete it.
Maybe they'll put him as an added later. You know, they like to charge.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Well, they did they did a thing last year where they had the video of the roster reel, but then right after that they
added more people.
Through social media.
Don't they like to charge for the extra guys?
They have a DLC season pass too where they add in people.
Yeah, but that makes no sense because Ciampa and Nikki Cross were in the game last year.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. But they could add them as like a, NXT feature 2.0.
Well, what I think is the DLC is going to be is Ricochet, the War Raiders, EC3, and Candice LeRae.
Probably. I bet you're right for the NXT stuff. Because he said, people are wondering why the champ is not in the game. It's quite simple. I'm the champ for a reason. I don't lose. Not in real life, sure as hell, and not in your fantasy world. Great tweet. Awesome.
Oh, fucking... Speaking of Ciampa, sure. How about his new theme song that he's got out? I'm not... Look.
I don't know yet.
I know why they did it. Because they were tired of the booze and all that stuff. But I'm like, then you added a quote to the song that people are going to chant with.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
I was
It's
surprised.
a badass song, don't get me wrong.
I think it's all right. I don't know if it fits him yet, but I guess it does in a way. And I think they didn't want to give him too much of a badass theme either, because then people would start cheering for him. So I think this was like a safe, go for this for now, and at some point down the road it might change. He referenced it in his promo tonight too. I know you watched NXT, so it's pretty weird.
I'm always watching NXT.
Yeah, baby.
But I don't know. See, Ciampa is great as a heel, but I don't know. Will they ever turn him though? Will they get to that point?
If he goes to the main roster, I don't think he'll turn until he gets called up.
I thought of something cool because so I think it's going to be Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black at War Games. So, and I guess that would be like a number 1 contenders match. And I think Johnny will not win that one. I think Black will get his rematch at the Royal Rumble weekend. And then that's when Black goes up because I think it'll give Velveteen Dream a title match at War Games.
At War Games, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then
maybe
they want to save the finale.
I think they're going to do it with Adam Cole because they've been practicing with Cole.
I don't think Dream's going to win a belt. I don't think Dream's going to win a belt in NXT. I think he's going to end up coming up to the main roster before he ever wins.
Adam Cole isn't getting the title until it's on a babyface.
But here's the thing. I mean, you might be right. He might not win it, but they've been practicing.
I've heard rumors that
the other day, this is how much of a sleep-deprived dumbass I am. Ciampa was talking about, the triple threat match he's having. It's him, Cole, and Gargano. And I'm like, why is Michael Cole in a fucking match? I'm like, Cole. Adam. Duh,
Wow.
And that's how fucking baby. So my dumbass was laughing about it. But usually when they rehearse these things on the house show circuit, it's usually what comes up down the line.
But here's the thing with that, though. Well, I don't know. I don't believe that because they teased the Forgotten Sons sanity thing, and that never happened. So,
well, they could have rehearsed it and not liked it, and then just gotten rid of it. So,
but
you see how much they love sanity right now, don't you?
But where the hell is it? Okay, so I've heard rumors now that the main event for Takeover Toronto is going to be Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano for the NXT title.
I'd be down for that. I mean,
because they're obviously going to save the finale for Gargano and Ciampa for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, they'll build up.
I hope the guy's Hell in a Cell because that is an actual feud that needs the Hell in a Cell, not what you see on the main roster. But
that's for sure. Away from NXT really quick, one of the main things that I wanted to address tonight, especially with the three of you here, apparently Kurt Angle is a bit upset right now. He took to Instagram to share a picture of him, Stephanie, and Triple H from WrestleMania, I think it was 18 or 19 weekend, and I have to go back and look at it. And he said, the same people that I started my career with in WWE are the same people that have driven me away from WWE. I have not heard a word on when my vacation, in quotes, would end. I'm starting to wonder if I'm ever coming back.
Well, obviously that's a storyline tweet.
I don't know. A lot of people had said before that he was very frustrated. They said he was leaving to go and practice and train again for wrestling, but then they said they canceled his match because he was possibly having a match at the Showdown pay-per-view in Australia, and that got scrapped, and he admitted that got scrapped.
Well, I think they're going to do something in Survivor Series with him. That's why.
But he was supposed to have a much more active role in the ring, and now none of this has been confirmed.
Well, I've heard, and I hope to God this doesn't happen, they're going to do something with him and Corbin at Survivor Series.
That could be. I've also heard that, this is more like...
Send me now if that happens.
Quick rumors that he might be one of the people that teams up with the Shield to take on the new...
See, I can see either one of those things happening.
He'll join the three members of the Shield, and then they just need one more member to take on the 5-on-5.
Could be Finn Balor?
Probably somebody like Finn. That makes the most sense. And then you have those five versus, Author Pain.
There was a lot of people... And I agree with this. There's only one team that you should have brought back the Shield for, and it's not this generic fucking Braun Strowman BS heel turn. There's a group in NXT that is the only group that should have brought back the Shield.
Well, Undisputed?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think, if you want to think about like characters that would actually work on, I think if the Undisputed Era is on a top 10 list for the greatest factions of all time, that to actually tell you a lot how much they think about Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
And then you got, because there's a lot of there's some gimmicks that won't work on the main roster, but I believe Kairi Sane will do fine on the main roster just because her gimmick will most likely get over with the younger audience.
Maybe. I think it might, but
because
it'll click with the young kids, but I don't think it'll be absorbed as well by the older fans.
Well, I don't know.
It'll be another New Day type thing, in the beginning, and it might go over, but
because I believe Ciampa and Kairi Sane are going to go up after Mania.
Probably. That's more than likely.
And I also pitched the idea of okay, so Ciampa, they're going to finally get rid of Ciampa, but Ciampa has a new target. Guess who's going to win the WWE title at WrestleMania?
Who?
Daniel Bryan.
That was my hope. Joe and I had said it before that somehow Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble, or Bryan wins the Rumble, and The Miz has the title before then. And we build up that way, but
and then after that you
can get up over that,
and then you end the whole Miz and Dan Bryan thing after that, and then on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan is celebrating, and is cut short by one Blackheart, Tommaso Ciampa.
I don't think they'll have him debut at Mania. I mean, it would be cool, but
no, not at Mania. I'm talking about the.
No, he said the SmackDown after.
Oh, SmackDown after. So I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Tell me you wouldn't want to see Tommaso Ciampa versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah, that's another one of those instant ready-made feuds.
And not only do you give Daniel Bryan something cool to do, that gives you what they think about Tommaso Ciampa right there.
Yeah, that puts him right away smack dab in the main event,
and that's where he should be when he gets to the main roster. He's too valuable as a heel to not be used properly, and people on the main roster want to know how to be a heel. Look no further than Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
The dude follows no one on Twitter. He doesn't at anybody on Twitter. He doesn't even like to post.
Yeah, he's got the heel gimmick down to a perfect science.
Last thing he retweeted...
He epitomizes, the bastard.
Funny thing about it, last time he retweeted or liked anything is hours before the end of DIY happened.
Yeah.
That's how amazing Tommaso Ciampa is.
He's smart. He's very, very smart. He's been in the business a long time. So,
though that tweet is kind of funny because it would have been hilarious if about the WWE roster, 2K roster. I'm like, what if is he going to be really that much of a heel that he's going to be doesn't want to be in the video game? That is such a heel thing to do.
You just got to remember, and Monday Night Show makes a great point. Jesse said it before. Joe said it. I've said it. Think about how many times we've seen somebody white hot, top of the business. Look how over Bayley was. Monday Nitro just said, remember that Bayley was the biggest baby face in wrestling. They blew it. They ruined her. She's nothing.
She was a layup, dude. She was a layup to come in and just do that. But they made her obnoxious. They got ridiculous with it. They
turned her into a super fan.
They put her in a bad position and made her a fan.
They're trying to pass, instead of being a layup, now they're trying to pass the ball everywhere they can so that they can get the ball to Roman again.
Yeah, they go for those 3-pointers if we're sticking with the sports analogy, and they don't need to. They're already ahead.
Yeah.
And then they blow the lead. And that's the thing, that's why I say that, ready-made, because it was already established. The character was set, good to go. They did it with Nakamura. They did it with Finn Balor. They did it, there's so many people that they've just completely ruined. And all they had to do was just continue what they were doing in NXT. Just bring it up. You don't have to change it. You don't have to. Now, some people need to be adapted. Some people need to be morphed a little, changed, like the No Way Jose doesn't really, fit all that well. So they need to add a little more, little less brevity and a little more, charisma and characteristics and mannerisms to those type of characters. But Bayley was all set. The crowd loved her. There's so many people that have been like that where they're ready to go. And instead, they put them on a different course, and it just gets ruined. So I have no faith that they'll do anything right with Ciampa or Gargano or Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era. I have no faith. Right now, if they're in NXT, stay there and be happy.
Don't ever come up, please.
I know Joe's
the one I think they'll ruin the easiest is Velveteen. I think he would come up and become a total flop, and he'll be a jobber in 3 months' time.
Oh my God! Here's the thing. Some of these guys might roll over perfectly. Like I think Velveteen might do well because he's kind of like Elias. But yeah, aren't you a little bit? Velveteen could be the next Adam Rose type of thing because they just don't know. So yeah, I'm too afraid. I would say I would rather not bet the house and keep him in NXT. That's what I would rather do too.
And that's the thing, it's unfortunate, but just stay there. You're good. You're on TV. Or at least on the network. You're entertaining people. You're getting to perform live. Why would you want to get called up?
Here you go, Mike. Here you go, Scott.
I know Joe's doing a review of NXT. Garbage. But go over there and check that out.
Get down.
Yes. I know Joe's doing a review of NXT. Garbage.
Oh my God. There you go. I played it for you. Here's
that last little clip got me.
Oh man, fake. Here, let's listen to this song by about Young Republican. He called in the other day to talk to us, as he always has been doing the last forever years. But he called in the other day, and he pooped on the air, man. He farted.
Stupidity at its finest. Last night was just garbage. Jesus Christ. Did you just crap yourself?
I think Brie Belly has... Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, dude. It sounded like you crapped yourself. Did you shit yourself, Young Republican?
I did a little poot toot.
you could read a book. Maybe you could shut your mouth. Maybe you could fly north, or maybe you could go down south. Maybe you could cut your nails. Maybe you could get impaled. Maybe you could start to toot out your bunghole for nails.
Finest. Last night was just garbage. Jesus Christ. Did you just crap yourself?
Brie Belly has. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, dude. It sounded like you crapped yourself. Did you shit yourself, young Republican?
I did a little poot too.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude.
Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot out of my poop chute. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot. Did a little poot toot out of my poop chute. I'm young Republican. I got no job. I hate my dad. I might smoke all the marijuana you have. I do cocaine. I'm insane. I did a poop shoot. Poop toot. Poop toot.
Stupidity at its finest. Last night was just garbage. Jesus Christ. Did you just crap yourself?
Brie Belly has. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, dude. It sounded like you crapped yourself. Did you shit yourself, young Republican?
I did a little poot too.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it was a little poop shoot. A little poop toot by young Republican. That was fun.
And shit's hilarious. Pun intended.
Wonder if his shit's hilarious. Guys, if you want, click the like button and stick the thumb way up my ass, and we'll have a fun time. Maybe Daniel's in the chat. There is no sound. I think there's something wrong with you. I think everybody's fine. You're the only one that's not hearing sound. I think you're on drugs.
Click off mute.
Real quick, earlier I was let's go away from wrestling for a minute because I did a video on this over on my other channel. If you want all the non-wrestling stuff, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast is where you got to go on YouTube. youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. And also on my Patreon, tons of shit on my Patreon, including questions that we're going to get to in a minute here for wrestling tonight, possibly, or I'll answer them on Patreon. I'll probably answer some of them here. But I also wanted to shout out the new patrons, Zachy D. Zachy D just became a $5 patron. Zachy, thank you. Also, Matt Elert became a $2 patron. Jim K's raised his Patreon from 5 to 10 to get all the stuff. The After Dark podcast with me and Jesse, the Jake and Joe podcast, the Corrupted podcast, Morning Madness, so much shit on my Patreon. It's almost unfucking believable. And it's all there for you. It'll be able to be sorted out for you even easier if you go to joecroninshow.net. It has the link to all the download files, and I'll be sorting that out even more throughout the week. So thank you guys for becoming patrons. You guys keep the show going and keep it funded. And that's about it as far as that goes. Daniel Cater says, should WWE Creative go visit the Carolinas? They should go visit the bottom of the ocean, Daniel. They should just go out there. They don't need to go to the hurricane. Just tie bricks to the feet, jump off a pier. AidZ says, when do you think Kurt Angle will come back on Raw or SmackDown? I don't even know. I think they're experimenting with what they can do without him, and that's part of what this is, maybe. And maybe he wanted time off. I don't know. I hope, he was, I gotta be honest, I mean, Corbin's been doing an okay job. Like, actually okay. It's been actually better as far as getting lines right compared to Kurt. Even though, you know what I mean? Because Kurt would be like, well, I found out that the Shield, we're gonna make Stephanie McMahon's on the phone. Yeah, he was a mess. I mean, back in the day, Kurt Angle would shred Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin certainly is a zombie, but it's, that anybody's going to be with the way they write that character. That character is the most written, probably. Whoever the authority figure is probably going to be the most written person. So they're the most stressed out. So I can see Kurt being like, Jesus, I've kind of had enough of this, guys. So, I hope he stays away. I hope he comes back, at some point to do a storyline for WrestleMania or something and has one last match maybe at WrestleMania. Imagine Kurt Angle opening WrestleMania. That'd be kind of interesting. And then,
that would be interesting. I mean, but I honestly, I know him being sent away the vacation was, yes, obviously a storyline. We knew that. PW Insider reported that before he left, that he would be training very hard to return to the ring.
Right.
But apparently the plans that they had were canceled because he was supposed to return in time for the Super Showdown to have a match. Originally, they were having him go against Baron Corbin. That's not happening. And
Baron?
Even if I don't know what they're going to do though. And now he put up that odd posting on Instagram saying that I'm starting to wonder if I'm ever coming back.
He did it on there instead of Twitter so he wouldn't get fucked with.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Right.
So.
No one ever brings up the Instagram stuff. That's funny.
And I mean, it doesn't feel like a work in that sense. It really does feel like a shoot comment. I mean, the pictures from WrestleMania 19 here, and it's him, Steph, and Triple H. He says the people I started my career with are the same people that have driven me away. I've not heard a word on when my vacation would end, and even puts vacation in quotes. So he's acknowledging that it's a storyline. So it really feels like a shoot,
Wow. That's really weird.
Yeah. I mean, he just seems frustrated. And since they brought him back, he said so many times, I want to wrestle. Then they put him into that GM role, and the only time they let him wrestle is when they were so screwed without Roman that they had to have somebody fill in, so they let Kurt fill in, and then he had to do it for the Survivor Series stuff as well. They just kind of continued it, but really, I mean, it wasn't even like a victim of circumstance. It was just they were up Schitt's Creek.
And he probably was back there like, let me go out and do it. Like, let me do it.
Well, they said he was very influential in getting that role. So he still looked like, like take your dad to work day, coming out smiling with the Shield gear on. That's one of my favorite like meme moments of last year. Oh my God, dude. Seeing him walk through the crowd, everybody's fist bumping everybody, and there he is holding the vest like all smiles.
That was so ridiculous.
So classic.
I got to plug this real quick because it's on Friday and Saturday, as you know. It sounds like they're not, I might be there, so we'll find out what's going on. Sounds like we get the NWO here at Top Rope Promotions. It's going to be at Lowell, the Low Spinners on, I think that's the Friday show, yeah. So the NWO is going to be at both Summer Showdown shows. WWE almost stole Summer Showdown by having the Showdown show or whatever. But it's Summer Showdown 18. I've been doing those the last 4 or 5 years. And Campanelli Stadium the night after in Brockton, Massachusetts. That's this week, this Friday and Saturday in Massachusetts. If you guys can come on out, get your tickets now. They're selling out. They're not selling out, but the front row's selling out, and some people really like to be in the front. I'm sure they won't sell out. They'll probably sell 500 tickets or so. So get the tickets, man. You can meet the NWO and a bunch of awesome matches. It's going to be a good time Friday and Saturday night. Friday is in Lowell, and Saturday's in Brockton, Mass. So make sure you guys grab that. You guys can hang out with me. I'll be there, and it'll be a fun time. Don't know if I'm doing commentary because I don't know if they're actually having commentary, to be honest. They're just bizarre, man. It's like they don't do any commentary anymore. They don't put things out. They lost the guy that does the DVDs. I offered to do the videos for them a little while back and to put it all together. And then with all the shit going on in my life, I just couldn't do it. So they kind of bailed on doing that. And now I'm telling the guy, hey, I'll do it. Like, let's go. And he's kind of like, I don't really believe you. So I don't know if he's going to have me do commentary. But, I mean, I'll be there anyway to support everybody and probably do some stuff. So come on out anyway.
That's what I'm learning lately, man, is to just be there. And if somebody fucking you might be surprised, like they might use you for something.
Yeah, you never know.
I just start showing up to shit now, just in case.
Well, I mean, they're cool. They'll let me. I'm sure they'll let me do whatever. But it's like they just don't do commentary. But at the same time, I was doing commentary for like 2 years, and they didn't put out any of those. None of those got put out.
That's crazy, dude. What the fuck?
I know that one reason was like the guy who did the videos, his like mother had passed away, and he like lost all the stuff and just.
Do they still?
Yeah, you had said that at one point. But.
Yeah, it was weird. But then there was
the footage?
I guess I don't know.
They lost some of the audio from the Hardy night. Like it was just a lot of technical issues. It seemed like
it was a mess. I was like, let me just do it. Like, give me I'll set up. I'll even camera the damn thing. Like I would set it up. I would do a show, But I don't know. It sounds like I don't know what's happening. But so I'm looking to see if I can announce somewhere else possibly because this it just doesn't seem like they want to do it or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I'll be there. It's gonna be fun, and I might be doing commentary though. You never know. I might get there. They might be like, yeah, let's do it, and he might let me produce the whole thing. So if they let me produce the whole thing, then bam, that's gonna be sick.
Are you definitely going to both shows?
Yes.
Okay. I
unless the first night,
the Saturday one then.
Yeah. I'll Saturday one will be definite because Friday would be the tougher one because that's monetized this night, so I might leave early or who knows what. But no doubt that Saturday night would be no issue. I'm going to party that night. And that's in Brockton, too, which closer to me. Brockton's right there. No problem. Lowell's a tougher one because Lowell's, an hour drive. And that show probably goes until 10 or 11. And Monetize This is 11. So, I don't know yet what's going to happen with that. And Monetize This
that's a hard, time slot to fill.
Right.
To catch up on everything, it really would cut everything very close.
Well, this is typical of how my life goes because I'm doing commentary, and then JD does commentary for the first time ever with me, and I'm telling him, here we go, we're gonna do this, and then JD goes, I love this, I want to try to do this somewhere, and then JD gets a job at an awesome place that like runs shows multiple times a month that has a good production. Like and
Streaming
everything,
and
everything, and it's like I'm sitting over here with a place that doesn't release anything, and JD gets this great gig, and it's like I've been doing this for years. Like why does this happen to me? It's like I always start something, and then somewhere else somebody gets a better deal on something. It's like they didn't even care. They weren't even trying to do.
And he
this.
was sitting in the stands and didn't want to go down. And we
we forced him to come do commentary.
Don't miss this opportunity. Go.
Yeah, we forced him to come up there to do it, and then now he does it at a better place, and it's like, whatever.
He had backed out of it at first, and I'm like, get your ass down there, because we were sitting up in the balcony. I'm like, come on, let's go. Don't miss out. Oh, I don't know. I don't really feel like. It was like, don't miss out on this. This is the Hardys, once in a lifetime.
It's really weird, man. I don't know. Whatever. Everybody. Everything I've been really discouraged this week, man. I gotta tell you, everything I do gets copied by somebody or like whatever. Like the people that just act like fake pieces of shit in this community, in these communities, like just fake fuckers everywhere. Like I
can't believe you're still mad that I changed my name to Jake Cronin.
I'm so sick of. I almost just send the asteroid, bro. I'm so done with this world. I'm not even kidding. Like, Jesse had it right that night he called in Uncorrupted. Just fucking send the fucking...
Just end it.
I hope Florence turns into a fucking size of Asia. Just fucking sweep me off the fucking planet Earth and kill me, please.
Right there with you. Don't know whether you're coming or going at this point.
Yeah, please kill us. Where's Null?
And then we have Hell in a Cell to look forward to, right?
Yeah. Where's Null Death been, actually? Someone mentioned that.
He was in the chat last night.
Well, anyway, he's alive. Okay. So did you see this Bill Burr H3H3? Did you get to watch any of it yet? Because it's weird.
I was listening to it, waiting for the fucking doctor today. I sat there in the office for 2.5 hours. I listened to the whole podcast, and like you had said, my God, it was just so awkward.
It's the weirdest thing.
Why did he have that guy on there? What the fuck?
Well, Bill Burr is a great comedian, and Ethan's a big fan of him. He's been listening to him since he actually heard him with the meltdown in Philly back in 2006.
Yeah.
And, Ethan's followed him since then.
Here?
He was
Burr had him on his?
No, he was on Ethan's podcast, H3H3.
Okay,
podcast.
that's what I was tripping about. That's what I was like, wait a minute. Because, Burr doesn't usually have guests on, so I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Why does he have him on?
Yeah, and Ethan put his foot in his mouth like half dozen times. He pulled at me, as I would say. He would say something like, we got our dog from a puppy mill, and you know how against mills Bill Burr is.
Yeah.
And he was like, the dog whisperer, Ethan saying, like, I don't even think that guy's legit. I don't think he really does anything, saying, does that do anything? And there's Bill, who just paid thousands of dollars to have his rescued pit bull be trained, and all these stories. Like it just when you say something and then the other guy obviously is like either fully against what you're saying and just not knowing the research, and he would say things throughout the podcast.
Is there video on this?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait to see the looks on
Joe
Bill's
did
face during those
beautiful recap of it. It was
my
fantastic.
God, dude.
So.
I put up a 15-minute talking about it earlier on Corrupted YouTube channel, but it's like Dude, I've never heard Bill Burr like ever had of a bad like or awkward interview. Like, and if it is, he's so funny that it just like.
Yeah, he makes it work.
But this was not that way. He seemed upset. Like he looked agitated.
Oh, I gotta see this shit.
He looked. He's literally on probably one of the biggest podcasts on the internet as far as live on YouTube or live anywhere, and right, behind like Rogan and maybe a couple other ones.
Yeah, because Ethan's podcast gets millions of views on both Twitch and YouTube. So,
and he just was angry, and then it got really cringy at the end when like Ethan was like, "Well, tell me about the Philly thing. Let's talk about the Philly thing." He was like, "Are you serious? We're gonna talk about that again? Like what the fuck?" And then
you figure he's talked about it a million times. That's like Foley talking about going off the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
dude. How many times can you do it?
But then Ethan starts trying to play it in front of him. It just seemed like a fanboy thing. Like, I want to watch this with you because this
is
whatever.
what I know you from originally, and this is how I found you. So let's explore that.
I think that maybe he thought his audience didn't know about it either. Or like at least half the people didn't, and maybe some of them didn't. Maybe that's true that some didn't, but. When you got the guy on the show with you, sitting there watching that, it just doesn't work. It would have been better if he had like shown the clips earlier and been like, "We're gonna have Bill Burr on tomorrow. Remember this?" And then he watched
and then
it.
he just quickly asks him about it.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
But what I would have said is, here's my big takeaway if I was interviewing Bill Burr. By the way, Bill Burr's from 15 minutes up the road, so we love him here. But Bill Burr, if I'm interviewing Bill Burr, I would have said, "Bill, I was like, I know you probably don't want to talk about the Philly thing again for the millionth time, but." Like, I always want to ask you, like, when's there going to be a Philly, too? Like, when's there going to be another Philly? Like, when you flip out? Like, maybe in New York or in California? Where would you like to flip out next? Who could you really eviscerate if you were...
Yeah, who would you tear apart? You see, that's the way you handle it.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
Plus, Ethan was acting odd a lot of the times, too. I don't think it was just Bill, because Bill came in and he's like, no, I'm trying to have a good time, and it's just that Ethan is a very...
He was weird, though. Bill, like I was looking at Bill, I can read. Like, I was kind of like, man, he seems irritated. I've never seen him look like that.
That's why I want to see the video.
Yeah, I think he really got irritated in the beginning, and it just, like, played off from there.
Yeah, or like something happened before they went live or something where he was just like, oh, why the fuck did I do this? Like, why did I let my publicist talk me into this shit? Like, what is this? It was like I'm on the, like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, it was just weird. It wasn't right. But then Ethan kept interrupting him. And when I was breaking this down on my other YouTube video, if you guys watch on Corrupted YouTube channel, I talked about the hot zone, like a comedian gets in a zone. So, like, you ask me a question and, like, we start playing ping pong where you serve me and I serve it back. And I might serve a couple times back before you hit back. So you say, like, so, you've been working on this, whatever the fuck, you have a helicopter, Bill Burr, so you like flying helicopters? Like, why is that? And like, I just like the freedom, and I do this and I do that. And it's like, are you ever afraid like you're gonna hurt somebody or you're gonna like crash or something like that? No. Like, and then maybe he like starts talking about something and then he starts remembering something. He goes, well, there's one time I was flying. But it's like every time Bill got hot and was about to like tell a story or then come in with like a joke over a joke over a joke, because sometimes he'll just be brainstorming and he'll throw out like 3 funny little things. Every time he was about to do that, Ethan would jump in with another question about something different. And then he'd be like, yeah, with that, well, we did this. And it was like, so every time he was about to start and like go in on the first thing, the topic.
God, the more you talk about this, the less I want to see it.
Oh my God.
He really disrupted his train of thought.
Yeah, every time. And he's thinking it'd be funny.
He also asked him like really silly questions in a sense most of the time, and then he also tried to like interject his own take on things. He just wanted to sound like he really wanted to be best friends with Bill, so he was trying to relate to everything. So as you had noted, Joe, Bill was talking about, oh, you can't do this, it ends in lawsuits, and Ethan's like, yeah, well, we were sued too, and and he tried to like turn it back on them, like basically everything you did. I've had that experience too. I can relate entirely, and it just
I used to do this. Work. I can relate to what Ethan's doing because I used to do this. I would get someone on the show, and I would badly want to relate to them to tell them like, oh, I've had that happen to me, and then talk about it. But like when you're interviewing people, it's like, no, your audience already knows your story like a million times, and his audience finding this video probably doesn't give much of a shit about it. So you need to just keep rattling off to get him to keep talking. You need to kind of stay out of it. And Ethan just kept being like, this is what happened to us on YouTube, and it's like, I don't like it. Just didn't work for those people listening. But I don't fucking know. Anyway, let me play a couple of these last things that are coming in here.
Super chat.
So Ric Flair is married again?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Ric Flair got married today. Woo! Now, I think he's been with this girl for a while. I hope John Wills. Thank you, John, for the $2.
Wendy Barlow. She's a retired, I believe, tennis player.
Chat party.
Scott Steiner still bashes the Helmsleys. Good for him.
Joe Pilot, thank you for the $1.99, man. Yeah, he does. He's not coming back, probably. He said a lot
Ric
of
Flair
fucked
is
up stuff.
69. Woo! And Wendy is 58. She's been with him for a few years now, and she played 6 years of professional tennis, including Wimbledon. She's in the Greater Victoria Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh, Wendy! That is funny.
Undertaker was apparently at the wedding, as well as a few other notable faces. He's sober and happy. He said he's styling and profiling like always, but she helped nurse him back to health, and she was there in a big way to get him back on his feet. So
I'll be there to take your money.
Being faithful.
I'll be back there to take your money, baby.
And he also had a zillion kids, so I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is anybody going to this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Whoa.
Off the air, I'll tell you.
All right.
Jeez. I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well, you mentioned the amount.
Absolutely crazy people out there.
Yeah.
What I got to do, what you have to do, is just consistently lie and change. I hope you did. I'm worried about you.
I did. I'm playing it up. I'm playing it up.
All right.
But I'm trying to be funny, but
we are all worried about him.
Oh my God. Now it got real.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then it comes on, and all of a sudden this guy, okay, you're not going to believe there's a wrestler.
Here's where he makes fun of people, like channels that react to things, which is what Ethan's channel
which
is.
is what Ethan does.
They didn't even have the balls to say, like, well, that's what I do.
Well, they said later on a little bit like, oh, well, we made some content, but they didn't outright say like, oh, we're a reaction channel. So,
well,
oh, so good.
They were like,
was that him getting him back for the puppy mill thing?
He said, yeah, that was early on, and he said, you were really. I forget exactly. I'll think of it, but he was like, yeah, you're just really off, and Ethan took it really personal, and you could tell because he's like me, he's sensitive. So once he said that, it just set him off his game, and he didn't.
When
really
was that? Because
recover
that's the part I missed. I didn't hear that.
That
part.
That was right in the beginning, and he's like, you're a really cynical guy. I have the clip right here.
Oh my God!
So
like the first 5 minutes.
I don't know a timestamp, but I have the minute clip. I'll send it to you right here.
All right, yeah, because I got to find that because that's weird.
Here, I'll send it in the chat. It's only a minute long, so you can play it on the air.
All right. 203, what's up?
Hey, Joe, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Good, good. Quickly, I'm going to tell you, the chick that Ric Flair married, I don't know if you remember back in WCW, I'm going back like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
That was his maid when he came back, when he had the Flair for the Gold.
Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
Flair for the Gold thing.
Shit.
Holy shit, I had no idea. That's
that was
wild.
his maid, the maid chick.
Didn't she have like real curly, kind of like blonde hair?
No, it was like she had like a headband on with like straight hair and like a little maid outfit on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She must be thorough.
Yeah, she even was involved in like one of the matches he had, but against Rick Rude at Halloween Havoc, I remember. He tried taking her and Flair attacked him, some stupid shit. It was just a stupid angle, but that's how I remember her from.
Wow, I do. I see the I see a picture of her now from the old WCW magazine. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, man, thanks.
Thank you for telling me that. That's wild. I had no idea. That's wow. Holy shit.
I didn't know
dude.
that. That is talking about like small world type thing. I wonder if they've kept in touch since then.
That's got to be what it is. I mean,
yeah. It says right here, if you remember Wendy Barlow from WCW days, she appeared as some of the Flair for the Gold segments as Fifi the maid.
Wow.
Yeah. This is his 5th marriage, and hopefully it will be the last.
Well, I think it's going to be the last. Whatever, no matter what happens.
Yeah, death do us part might just be.
This is, imagine the irony if he like outlived her and he's like 98.
So you probably never spent much time at a dog park because there's a whole thing there But it sounds like your dog would have just gone on a rampage there, probably.
She was all right initially, but then once she sort of bonded with us, then it became a problem. So no, I stayed away from there. And then everybody else who watches like the dog whisperer and that, and then they try to be the guy running shirtless up. Yeah, everybody does that. They don't even know what it is.
There's so many. See, if you would have,
they do that. I did that for a while. Like you thought the magic was making that noise, and it's just like no, this guy's been working with dogs forever.
Does he even know anything? I also wonder. Does he just pretend like he knows, and then we believe him? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, you're right. You're really.
I mean, he's doing this. I mean, how much? What does that do?
Well, I think the guy knows what he's doing. Okay, all right. I mean, he got a TV show. There's people. He worked with a lot of famous people's dogs. No famous people got eaten by dogs. So I would say, on some level, he must have known. Yeah. You're a really cynical guy, man.
I thought you were down.
That is a lot. That is a lot for me to
see. This is the whole thing is like this, and it's
awkward. It's like listening to them be interviewed on a fucking late night show.
But what's weird is like I don't really think Ethan's doing anything wrong. Like I mean, Bill said that like he hates the dog whisperer people, and then Ethan was like, I think making a joke like, oh, I mean, does he really even? It's all a fake.
He was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, like it's all fake anyway. And then Bill's like, no, it's not. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like when somebody else would say that, Bill Burr would laugh at that or like go with it and like pile on with that. You know what I mean? Like normally if you said that, Bill Burr would be like,
he would help
maybe
you get it over.
Maybe it's all fake. Yeah, maybe it's all fake. The guy's fucking making shit up. You know, or he takes the dog into a basement. And he like fucking electric shocks the thing to death if it doesn't listen to him. So then when he comes out and he's like, oh, roll over, and the thing rolls, and he's like, oh, jump up in the air and poop now. And it does it, and it's like, wow, he's a dog whisperer. No, he torches the fucking thing in the basement. And so it listens to everything he says because it doesn't want to get shocked again. Yeah, that's what that's what you would expect Bill Burr to do with that. Like to turn like, oh, I'll take that and run with that. But instead he just he looks at Ethan like, no, I'm pretty sure it's real. I mean, he's straight.
That's why
it's like,
I'm
is he
laughing.
friends with him? Like, what the hell? Like,
But
no, really.
it also came
listen,
after-
I love Bill Burr. But he's kind of being a dick to Ethan.
He was. You're right there. And this also did come after Bill just talked about spending a lot of money on trying to properly train his rescue dog. He said he spent thousands and thousands of dollars. So maybe the training subject is like a sensitive thing for him, you know, with dog trainers and the dog whisperer being a dog trainer.
Maybe the whisperer guy trained his dog.
Maybe that's what he was getting.
Maybe
at.
the whisperer guy fucked his wife. That's really weird.
But even before that, he was combative.
Dude, that's
with
the
Ethan,
kind
though,
of look
so.
he gave him, dude.
Like instead of like going with everything or like trying to make a joke with Ethan or like trying to help him, like you said, the whole thing, like he would just make fun of Ethan. Like it was really, and Ethan is a goof, but I think it's like Bill sensed that. Like he sensed like this guy is subpar at what he's doing, and now I'm going to shit on him instead of going with anything he's saying.
Had that feel, and unfortunately, like I said, Ethan's sensitive too, and he's very worrisome.
Oh, maybe
so
he can make another app
that,
where he rips the fuck off of people.
Yeah, once Bill got under Ethan's skin with that, he then tried to be like, oh, I'm just playing up on it. Oh, I'm just trying to make a joke. I'm not really bothered. And even Hila's like, yeah, we were kind of worried. Like, you know, like, so.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be down, but
cynical
apparently I'm cynical even to Bill Burr. Shit. But you're not.
He was so fucking, dude. H3 was shook. Dude, he is like shook.
Yeah.
Like, he is like fucking, like he said, like playing, like he's freaking out. Like, I'm surprised Bill didn't just pick up on that and like leave it alone. Like, he was like, all right, clearly this guy's like a fanboy. And someone said he's not a fan, but I think he is because he's really intimidated. I've never seen him this flustered before by anybody.
He is really like, it is like he feels like he's in, like he looks up to this guy and now he's
getting beaten.
Yeah, like you know, Chris said in the chat, Jesse, you just pointed that out too. You can tell Ethan's really trying to be like buddy with him, wants to be his friend, and I think Bill was expecting more, like, you know, relaxed Q&A. And
I don't know why though. Like he's been on a million
I'm
funny.
curious if Bill Burr's seen the show.
I don't think so, because they said at one point, I forget who it was. This was a mutual friend of Bill's, and somebody that Ethan knew set this up. Bill's a part of some movie coming up. He's got and Ethan's like, is this a big role or is this a small role? And he's like, it's like, you know, like a 10th% of the movie kind of role, like, you know. And it came off as insulting. I don't think it was meant to be. Like, he's like, oh, are you headlining in the movie, or is it like a secondary role? And I don't think it was like a rude question to ask, but he took it as kind of like an insult, and I don't know.
Yeah,
to me, it played off
it just
weird.
nothing
I think
worked.
something like, Joe, didn't you say that like maybe something happened before they cut on air?
Yeah, it was like almost like did something
there was just
happen?
Some fucked up energy between those two, man.
Or did
At least
Bill?
with Bill.
Maybe Bill went in thinking like, I don't really want to do this, but my friend asked me to do this, and I don't. Why am I here? And so
it kind of seemed like that too.
And then
because
he
once
gets
they said
there-
it was set up, yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then Bill just doesn't seem like he wants to be there. And I if I was Ethan, I would have called that out. I would have been like, dude, you know what? Like, you just don't want to be here, man. Like, or like, you don't seem like you want to be here. Like, you hate me. Like, what is going on?
Bill's
Like,
one of my favorite stand-up.
I
comedians.
love Bill too, so it's really weird. I can tell this is easy to tell because every other interview or podcast he's ever done is great. Even that one where he's on that set with the shitty chair and he just shits on the chair the entire thing.
Yeah, that's gold.
He's still having fun there. Like, but this, it's like look at his face.
So you probably never spent much time at a dog park because there's a whole thing there. But it sounds like your dog would have just gone on a rampage there, probably.
She was all right initially, but then once she sort of bonded with us, then it became a problem. So no, I stayed away from there. And then everybody else who watches like the dog whisperer and that, and then they try to be the guy running
That move.
shirtless up. Yeah, everybody does that. They don't even know what it is.
There's so many. See, if you
And maybe this is it. Like, he's trying to say something, and now Ethan like pours it on even more to be like, "I'm your friend. I agree with you." Like, and that just
And
drove
then once
Bill.
he agrees with him, he's like, that's not what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. Like, because I get like that too. Like, I do this to Jake. No, I'm just kidding.
but
if-
mid-sentence, Ethan did cut him off there too.
Yeah, he cuts him off again.
He pulled to me. I cut everybody off. So I mean,
Right,
hey.
sure. Let's see when he cut. Like, if you watch this, he cuts him off 1,000 million times in this whole 2 hours.
Up.
Yeah, you stole my
everybody
shtick.
does that. They don't even know what it is.
There's so many. See, if you would have,
They do that. I did that for a while. Like, you thought the magic was making that noise.
See, here's where he goes. Now, this is where Bill, he's about to do his whole thing where, see, I thought at this, he's going to tell, like, one thing that's funny, then he's going to think about maybe another thing that's funny and say them, but I don't think he'll ever get to it, which is what happens the entire interview.
And it's just like, no, this guy's been working with dogs forever.
See, right there, he was about to get into some kind of punchline or something, and he does this all the time, and every time he was about to hit on it, like, he got interrupted.
Been working with dogs forever.
Does he even know anything? I also wonder. Does he just pretend like he knows, and then we believe him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been doing this the whole thing, though. If you watch 2 hours, it's always happening.
Oh, it's just 2 goddamn hours? Wow.
Yeah, dude, why is he there for 2 hours? Why? And then they start watching videos, and Bill, dude, there's some looks that Bill gives him that is so funny. He's like, like, what do you, like, let's watch the Philly thing from back in the day. He's just like, all right. And then he's like, all right, I won't do it. And then he doesn't do it, and it's just weird. It's like, dude, just say the show's over. Just say the show's over, let Bill go. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, or bring up like current events. Bring up there's a hurricane coming. Bring up the shootings.
That's how his fucking kid's doing.
Yeah, tell him, be like, how is Joe Rogan's set compared to my set? Like, like whatever, dude.
But here's the thing too. When he starts to do the Philly thing and he brings it up, he backs off.
He bails on it
after Bill makes that comment. But then he teeters back and forth like, I'm gonna play it. Oh, never mind, I'm not gonna do it. And Bill's like, all right, finally, like, just fucking do it already. And then Ethan is like, no, I'm not gonna play it. Then he starts to play it. And then he stops again. He's like, oh, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to do it anymore. And then he does it again. Like, he can't make up his mind. He goes back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, he really wanted to play that shit.
He wanted to play it, but he could tell it was an uncomfortable thing. So then he's like, oh, I'm not going to do it. And Burr's just like, okay, just get on the horse and ride or be done with this. Like, let's move on. But he just kept switching back and forth and back. So he starts to play a little clip of it. He asks a question. Then he's like, oh, never mind. I'm not going to do any more with it. And then he goes back into it. And then he's like, well, you know, did you think you'd be famous? What was going through your head? And he asks a great question. He's like, what was going through your head? Like, we haven't heard that 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
And the response was fantastic. He's like, well, it was going to be on YouTube. And Ethan doesn't pick up on that. He's like, yeah, we're on YouTube. And, you know, we're live right now. And he's like, no, I meant, I knew that clip was going to be on YouTube. And I was, you know, so I knew I was going to get some type of recognition from it. But Ethan's thinking he's talking about his show. So it's like, it's just a mess. It's such a mess,
dude. It's like we should all sit down and like watch it like together or something.
Dude, this is. I mean,
Absolutely.
for monetize this will be perfect.
I'm gonna play it on monetize this. I'm gonna find as many clips as I can.
It's gonna be great.
By the way, if anybody is out there that can timestamp it, go on there and timestamp things.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Like,
yeah, please.
Send me the timestamps. Like I'll go through it and clip it all because it's so friggin' funny. I know we drove away from wrestling here, but in the end, fuck it. It was kind of a weird, slow night anyway.
It was funny as shit. This was a good bit in there.
Yeah, dude, the whole oh my god.
I mean, you're right. You're really.
But it was still intriguing.
Look at this. Look, he's really. He really thinks you're an idiot. Like he thinks Ethan's an idiot.
It's like no, this guy's been working with God forever.
Does he even know anything? I also wonder. Does he just pretend like he knows, and then we believe him? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, you're right. You're really.
I mean, he's doing this. I mean, how much? What does that do?
Well, I think the guy knows what he's doing.
Okay,
I mean, he got a TV show. There's people. He worked with a lot of famous people's
Dude,
dogs.
he's trying to interrupt him every word.
Yeah, so he's like, look, he's just depressed.
That could have easily pissed him off pretty good right there, just doing that.
And this is probably already into the show, so
eaten by dogs. So I would say, on some level, he must have known.
I have a perfect timestamp for you, Joe. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
It's
5 minutes into the show, dude. You could tell he didn't like him from the one you sent earlier, even.
Yeah, but this is like you can see the pain in his eyes. Like it's just you see Bill Burr be like, "Oh, this I can't believe that."
You think he just got paid shit? For this?
I don't know, honestly.
It's a 500,000 views right now, so you knew he was going to get. I mean, okay, all right. It's only an hour and 28 minutes long. Did they cut it?
Yeah.
Did they clip it?
I think they clipped a little bit of it live because there was the ad reads are still in there, obviously, but they trimmed some of it down. It seems like.
No, I hope not, because dude, the ending is the funniest when he's trying to play that clip.
The whole interview's still there. There's just some of like the miscellaneous stuff that is.
No, I think they clipped the end where he's like trying to play the Philly thing.
No, it's still in there.
Oh, really?
Because this is the part I watched before. So,
okay.
You're gonna go to here. You know, I think I can share it at the timestamp. Give me a second.
Oh, it's so cringy.
Oh God, this is great.
But you see his face here, Bill's face, and it's just like, ooh. He like covers his eyes and stuff when they're talking about this. This is where they're talking about the Philly thing.
Yeah, there's one. That's the clip I noticed the most. Is he looked over kind of like, ugh.
So this is at an hour and 16 minutes, and it's supposed to be 30 seconds. It's at 24, but just play it from there, and you can see really quick.
This is like when you go over your friend's house or somebody's house, and they're like trying to show you the wedding video. and you're like, I want to die. Like, I think it's at 22 minutes in. Yeah, please stop showing me this.
This is the bar mitzvah video? Oh, okay.
Oh my God, dude, it's enraging, and that's what this is like. What time was the timestamp?
I think it should have clipped right to it, no?
I didn't click it. Just tell me the time.
All right, an hour and 16 minutes, and I think 26 seconds.
Okay, we'll find it.
Yeah, 1 hour 16:24.
I want to remind you of this great lady.
Just like your hands.
The hand model.
I like to say that my hands look good naked. They are really just the perfect.
It's almost like he's trying to show, at this point, what he's doing is he's like trying to show Bill Burr that YouTube is great or something, and it's like weird. It's like, okay, what he's
showing him different like favorite clips.
It's like when your dad's like, this music sucks. You're like, no, but you got to listen to like, you didn't hear Dre 2001, and your dad's like, I hate rap, and you're trying to show him Dre 2001. He's just gonna be like, fuck you, dude. Like, you know, so it's like, dude, what are you doing? Just, dude,
right at this exact moment, Joe, watch Bill's face.
Neutral toned hands, so the skin
She's the
is
hand
flawless, and it's
remember?
very
Right
even
here.
toned.
Oh,
so it
she
lights
just keeps
well
heading her.
and
Yeah.
They'll zoom in on it. It'll go full screen.
Dude, you watch creepy shit.
Well, this is good stuff. I mean, you know.
That stuff that
By the way, Bill Burr is about 5 years away from looking like Skeletor.
we've made videos about.
Good
That's
care. So I mean, you're very protective of your hand.
What else is going on in the world?
Right here.
I want to ask you about this.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on this show. I was on Opie and Anthony one time, and
He's
now
so
here
glad
I am.
he's almost done.
He feels embarrassed. He must feel embarrassed, but this is what it's come to. I'm on this
you're showing
fucking
me a hand model, and you're showing me a video about how to flirt and how to date, you know, and he's talking about how he hates that, you know, the channel that does like these expert videos, and he's like, they're not experts. They're not experts on anything. And Ethan's like, oh, I got to show you one of their best videos.
Like I just said, I hate them. Now you're gonna make me watch them.
He's not knowing that Ethan does reactions of these type of cringy people, and he's like, "Oh, I got to show you the best one," and they're watching it, and Bill's just like, "Yeah," and
the correct thing to say would have been like, "Well, we actually do a lot of shit with that stuff. I'll send you a video later, and I don't know, maybe you'll change your mind, or maybe you'll fucking delete my email. I don't know, but I'll try. But we'll talk about that later. And just moved on. But yeah, he just, oh my god, look.
This is one of the first times I heard about you. I was in college, I think, at the time. It was when you were getting booed by thousands.
He was in college then. Wow.
People
I was
in
hoping
Philly.
you were. I was like, when you said my favorite YouTube video, I was like, oh god, not the Philly thing again. And when you did the Sherry's Berries, I was like, I love this podcast. Now I hate you.
Oh no.
I love. What can I do? I love that.
I'm joking. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead, let's do it.
Oh my god.
You hear him? He's like, I'm fucking with you. And now Ethan starts to like shit bricks and sweat bullets because he thinks he's legitimately hated. And he's like, no, my idol, I don't want you to hate me. So now Ethan keeps backing off on it, but still playing it. It's so like cringy. Oh, it's bad. Bill just looks mortified.
Yeah, he looks depressed because like he doesn't want to hurt Ethan's feelings completely, so he feels bad, so he's just trapped. But because he just like, I don't want to watch this, but okay, just like what?
But
bring a hat.
No, I'm not gonna ask you.
Were bullet. You been booed before?
You've talked about this a lot.
Probably more than the grape lady.
The lady that fell when
I
she was
didn't realize.
No, but go ahead. Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
now,
do it.
frankly,
I like making you.
skip it.
I like making you uncomfortable.
Well, what am I supposed to? Well, what am I? Yeah, right. And now, what do you want me to be? Well, what was going through your head? Fucking weird. Like,
so now he's about to play the clip of the Philly thing, and he's been talking about forever. That's been awkward.
Bill's playing into it. He knows that Ethan's uncomfortable. And he even says it.
Kind of led into what he probably has liked the whole time. The only saving grace for him is I can make this fucking guy upset at everything I say.
Yeah,
he'll
dude,
do this shit.
I hope that he talks about this on Bill. I hope Bill talks about this on his podcast.
That's why I was asking earlier. When
does he release? I hope he talks about this.
Oh, me too.
I'm sure he will.
Like it's funny. Anyway, they all boo you. Let's move. Yeah.
See, now he's like.
But
never
for
mind,
me, that was when I first heard about you. Was that a big moment in your career? Like, did you get a lot of recognition from it? Because it kind of went viral back then. I mean, that's the first time I heard of you.
Yeah. Well, no, I got respect from other comedians, which was probably the.
Now you do hear some things that I've never heard him say before in this podcast, so it's not like a loss. It's just like normally a Bill Burr podcast or a Bill Burr radio interview or whatever is like a fucking 9 or 8 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10.
It's always good in it. There's a flow to it, even if it's all over the place.
Like this was like a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. It was still good, but it was just like, oh my god, dude! Like, what in the world is happening?
One of my favorites is him with Conan O'Brien. Yeah, every time he's with Conan, it's hilarious. But the way because Conan says something that sets him off, and then he lets Bill build up till he hits a crescendo, and then Conan comes in with like the main punchline, and they're just hilarious together. Like he gets him going about his kids. He's like, "Oh, I want everybody to fucking die," and he goes off in his tangent. And it's great. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a couple Boston guys. I mean, that's the thing. It's the humor over here. Ethan's on the West Coast too. It's got a different vibe to the humor over there. I feel like I say shit a lot of times, and I see people go like, "Okay," like. It's like
except for me, I fucking do the same shit. That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah, I know you like it, but I mean,
you're Boston bred. I'm telling you, you should have been.
I don't know. It was weird.
From California.
I wish I could have blown him. All right. Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks for listening tonight, and we'll do the predictions another night for whatever. And then there's some questions. I'm gonna get to those on Patreon. It's really quiet tonight, so I'm gonna do some work on Patreon. No sense in playing fucking video games over here. Tonight, wasting time. I'm going to jump over on Patreon and be working on there, so look for a podcast coming up in the morning on Patreon. Might be a couple podcasts coming to Patreon. If you guys want all the bonus content, over 30 hours a month, if you're at the $5 a month tier, Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you guys want my show to continue, then you will come on over there. And if you want to get 30 hours of bonus content, become a patron. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Yay, Wednesday nights have really turned into whores.
Stupidity at its finest. Last night was just garbage. Jesus Christ. Did you just crap yourself?
Brie Belly has. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, dude. It sounded like you crapped yourself. Did you shit yourself, young Republican?
I did a little poot too. You know,
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude.